napenda watu wengi ukinigusa. I like it. Ukinitomasa. I like it. Ukinipa I like it. Eti ugali na papa. I like it, oh my lord. Let me call you sweetie honey. Wakongu wa uhakika. Uni utamu gani? Mwenzako umenishika. Let me call you sweetie honey. Wakongu wa uhakika. Utamu mpaka ndani. Muda wote vurumai. Baby let's go far away. Far away. Baby far away. Far away. Oh far away. Far away. Baby far away. Baby let's go far away. Far away.
Seed boy. Mazaka Malion. King Esther. Yasana. The boss lady.
Atababa Nelly mon kili 1000 fois. Je te choisirai toujours à chaque fois. Ayema kiyoko la mama ya bana. Motema nange betaki quand je t'ai vu. Afsana boss lady of Mina my world. Seed boy, tu connais ma faiblesse. Afsana, oyebi que na lela yo. Na King Eska Seed boy. Je me battrai toujours pour toi. Malgré ma cameliona. Motema nange ne anyo. Inisanga gauche à droite. Afsana.
Balanda yoe, ebalezanga mikuba ege. Aboti yo koti na libomba, bando ki bakiti seli yo miso e. Papa lolo e, babaki yo wapi e. Papa lolo e, babaki yo wapi e.
Mitatu kule Japan, usomea udaktari, sera wangu. Ilikuwa na mchumba wangu, tulipendana kama nyama choma. Alibahatika kwenda nabo chuo kikuu kwenda kusoma, miaka mitatu kule Japan, usomea udaktari, sera wangu. Nilipompenda Stella jamani, kajitolea kwa roho moja. Nilipompenda Stella jamani, kajitolea kwa roho moja. Nikauza shamba langu sababu yake yeye, nikauza gari langu sababu yake yeye, nikauza ng'ombe na mbuzi sababu yake yeye, ili apate nauli ya ndege na pesa nyingine za matoni zizi.
Yawa era nyalo chandi, kendo era nyalo sandi. Kichungu marach, yawa kichungu marach. Sami you the best longi honey. Sami you the best. Sama pesa. Going all over town, searching to find you, baby. Someone who can understand me. Tomorrow is another day. Don't leave me here for a lifetime, waiting for your love. I will change my style. Just treat me right, be good, you see. Hey. If I ever find you, baby, I will never need no water. Let's take a dip in the river. If I really find you, baby. Don't leave me here for a lifetime, waiting for your love. I need someone to make me feel alright. Come to me, babe, I will make you feel so good. I need someone to make me feel alright. Come to me, babe, I will make you feel so good. Oh yeah, make me feel so good.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. No bado kidogo Lulu.
Acha niulize kwa Kiswahili. Hamjambo.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us this great morning. My name is Lotan.
Na mimi ninafahamika kama Lulu Hassan.
And this is a momentous occasion. So ladies and gentlemen, listen, I want us to put our hands together for ourselves for making it here this morning. Tujipigeni makofi tafadhali. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this momentous occasion today as we launch Hussein Mohammed's FKF presidential bid. Wapi makofi, ladies and gentlemen.
Na mama, kwa hakika ni siku ambayo tumeisubiria kwa hamu na hamu. Wenyewe Waswahili wanasema ni mwamko mpya.
Indeed, mwamko mpya, a fresh start. Now, this is what's going to happen. Today we are live here in Nairobi, the capital of Kenya, of course. But there is thousands more that are watching us from all across the country, specifically 8 regions, 9 cities throughout the nation of Kenya. And of course, a lot more of you are also watching us from all around the world.
Naam, si hao tu peke yake, bali tuko na legends. Sijui kama umeona legends.
Umeona legends. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Mwanga in the building. Tupigeni Alan Mwanga makofi tafadhali.
Mimi nimemwona Simon Mulama.
Simon Mulama in the building as well. Nimemwona pia nani hapa? Sunguti Weche as well. Former coach wangu pale Strathmore University as well. Thank you very much, coach.
Nimemwona Innocent Mutiso.
You know Dreadlock King, do you? Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, Jeff? Mm-hmm. Yes, Jeffrey at the back. Please, tumsalimie tafadhali, former captain of Harambee Stars as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going to happen. We promise you today will be short and sweet. But as we get ready to do that, I also want to recognize the presence of other esteemed football stakeholders, legends asanteni sana, but muhimu pia regional and branch chairmen ambao wamefika mahali hapa. Naomba tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. And finally, you and I, that are stakeholders of football, I want us to put a shout out there as we celebrate. Wapi kelele wewe tafadhali.
Naam, karibuni sana. Ni siku ambayo wengi tumeisubiria, na kwa moyo mkunjufu tunaomba tusimame, tutoe heshima kwa wimbo wa taifa kwa hivi sasa, alafu tuweze kupata maombi.
Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, ningeomba tuweze kubaki tumesimama as we hand over the mic to Saidi and Jeffrey Oyando, who will lead us in an interdenominational prayer.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kwa Kristo. Asalamu alaikum ndugu zetu wa Islam. Tuombe. Mungu Baba Mwenyezi, tuaja mbele zako, tukushukuru kwa siku ya leo, tukushukuru kwa siku hii ambao Baba Mungu Mwenyezi tumekongamana mahali hapa. Baba Mungu Mwenyezi, ni kwa ajili ya kuwasilisha ombi la kutaka uongozi wa kandanda katika ndugu yetu Hussein. Tunamkabidhi mikononi mwako na pamoja nasi Baba Mungu Mwenyezi ambao tuko katika uongozi mbalimbali katika kandanda katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tunakabidhi mkutano huu mikononi mwako Baba Mungu Mwenyezi, tukimpeana Baba Mungu Mwenyezi ndugu yetu kiongozi Hussein mikononi mwako, ukamsaidie ukamuongoze ili Baba Mungu Mwenyezi akapate hata na ushindi wa kuongoza taifa letu katika kandanda. Sifa na utukufu zipate kukurudia. Tunaomba haya yote kupitia mwanae Yesu Kristo aliye Bwana na mkombozi wetu. Amen.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Asante sana. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you may kindly have your seats at this particular time. Now, Lulu, the conversation might be here in Nairobi, but it is happening online as well.
Naam, tuko online mtazamaji, kwa wale ambao wanatazama kupitia mtandao wa YouTube, Facebook, X, kupitia page yake Hussein Mohammed kwa hivi sasa, ikiwa ni #Hussein for FKF President. Na pia bila kusahau ni kwamba kama alivyosema Leotan, ni kwamba tuko maeneo 8 kwa hivi sasa ambao wanatutizama moja kwa moja.
Absolutely. Na sisi ambao tuko hapa Nairobi, I want us to celebrate as we recognize the following regions that are watching with us online. Nataka tuwapigie makofi as we go live and direct for the first time ever. Nataka tuwapigie watu wangu wa Nyanza region. Nicholas Ochieng ako pale Kisumu tafadhali. Let's put our hands together for the amazing team from Nyanza region. Watu wa Nyanza. So there we go. We're waiting for the team from, of course, Nyanza region to come on board so that we can be able to talk to them. Itilafus are obviously being online. But as we get that sorted out in a little bit, please, I want you to just take your mobile phone out for me. So just get your mobile phone out for me. Just get your mobile phone out for me. Now, Lulu has just said something that's quite special.
My name is Nicholas Ochieng.
Oh, there we go.
I'm vying for the position of the chairman of Kisumu County Football Federation in the incoming elections. The challenges that we are facing in the football Kenya in the country, universal for the entire country. We have a lot of infrastructural problems that we are facing. There's lack of fields to accommodate our teams to play effectively. There is a lack of equipment. There's lack of training. So these are the kind of challenges that we are doing for both the training of the coaches and the players that need competency for football to grow in this country. We want somebody who is passionate about football. We want a professional leader. We want somebody who is transparent leader in this country. That means if we get somebody who has all these qualities, the football of this country will move to another level, and that person can only be Mr. Hussein Mohammed. The football in the country is there that change. Change sometimes is sweet and change sometimes is bitter. We have to fight for this change and make football as one of the best paying in this country for the youth, so that they can be able to earn something for their families and themselves in the future. So we have to do the change, and the change has to come from Hussein Mohammed.
Makofi kwa timu Nyanza tafadhali.
Naam, hiyo ilikuwa ni Nyanza region, lakini kuna wale wa pwani wanasema Coast region. Wanasema kwamba wana mandhari nzuri, wana kila kitu, lakini kuna kitu kimoja kinakosekana. Moja kwa moja tunaenda Nyanza, Coast region.
Kuna viongozi wamepewa mamlaka hapa pwani ambao hawajui maana ya mpira ni nini. Imekuwa ni mpira wa kushabikia saa 5 asubuhi, saa 4 asubuhi, saa 7. Wawekezaji wamekimbia mipira ambayo ilikuwa ni ya federation. Hii udororaji wa mpira katika uchaguzi ujao, tunaomba wale mashabiki, wafuasi na stakeholders wa mpira wajitahidi na wahakikishe uongozi huu haurudi tena.
Tumegadhabishwa, tumehuzunishwa na tumekasirishwa sana kwa sisi kukosa stadium. Ni kwa nini sisi tunafanywa hivyo? Je, sisi si wa Kenya ama ni vipi? Tunataka kujua ili jambo kwa kina, kwa sababu tunaona kwamba hapa pwani kuna mandhari nzuri. Tuko na airport, tuko na SGR, tuko na bahari. Wakati umefika wataka mabadiliko makubwa.
Tupigeni Mombasa makofi tafadhali. Coast region wanasema wako na airport, wako na SGR, lakini hawana mpira.
Lakini si kitu cha kufurahi.
Hamna.
Ni kitu cha kusikitisha.
Absolutely. And listen, the sentiments are the same all across different parts of the country. Right now, watu wangu wa Western Kenya wanasema ni kubaya kabisa. They're saying accountability and integrity are the issues. Sasa nataka tuende moja kwa moja hadi Kakamega na Uasin Gishu regions.
Angalia infrastructure zetu. Western ni kubaya. Na sio Western peke yake. The whole country. Wakati Hussein alikuwa anataka kuwa president 2011, aliongelea hizi infrastructure. Lakini it is 13 years bado tunaziongelea. Our national team inacheza home matches, inacheza from outside the country. Since Nika Kanyage Western 8 years ago, we have never seen him. He talked about some reimbursement in atakuwa anapatia na counties, branches every financial year. Up to now, 0 shillings. Because anything you mention about football, Nick Mwendwa comes to their mind. Anytime Nick Mwendwa comes to their mind, my friend, accountability, transparency disappears. And when it disappears, Hussein Mohammed comes in.
Absolutely. Nimekwambia Western ni kubaya.
Hata Nakuru na Nyeri wanasema shida ni zile zile, accountability.
Today is a new day. Today is a fresh start. We are very optimistic about the new administration that Hussein Mohammed is going to bring. We have suffered as a region, the upper Rift region. We have suffered, and we believe that we have the potential to move this football ahead.
For all those years yenye regime yenye iko kwa sasa imekuwa, hakuna chochote yenye tunaweza jifunia kama vijana. Kwa sasa Hussein tumekuwa tukifuatilia Hussein for a very long time, na tumekuwa tukiona matendo yake. Amekuwa akifanya tournament inaitwa 7-a-side. Amekuwa akifanya tournaments mingi ambayo imekuwa ikiuzisha vijana wengi. Na hivyo sisi tuna imani kwamba yeye akiwa pale kama kiongozi wetu mkuu wa federation yetu ya Kenya, tunaamini vijana tutaweza kufaidika, kwa maana kwa sasa hata vila yuko uongozini tu vijana tumeweza kufeel impact yake huko mtaani.
Integrity, issues za integrity ama issues ya uwazi. hatujakuwa naye kwa muda mrefu, na najua ili wale wafadhili ama washirika ama marafiki wenye wangefikiria ama wanaweza kusaidia mchezo huu wetu wa football, wanataka kuangalia ile kunakuwa na integrity, ile kunakuwa na uwazi katika utendakazi. So tunajua kwamba tukimpatia huu kiongozi wetu Hussein Mohammed, tunajua tutapata marafiki wengi ambao wataweza tusaidia tuweze kulete huu mchezo, kuinua hali ya mchezo katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. And so we want to say in Hussein Mohammed, we believe in a fresh start.
Absolutely. Tuwapigeni makofi tafadhali. That is the amazing team from Uasin Gishu as well. So naambiwa kuwa Nakuru County, or rather Nakuru region wako tayari, na watu wangu wa Nyeri pia, Nyeri region. So David Seda is on deck from Nakuru. David, please tell us what is happening in Nakuru. Shida ni gani kule?
Naitwa David Seda. Tournament hakuna, balls hakuna. Kuna watu wengi sana, especially hapa Nakuru, wanajua mpira sana. Lakini unapata lack of equipment inazuia watoto kujiendeleza kimpira. We have great hopes na Hussein, because Hussein amekuwa akideal na grassroots football sana.
Viwanja zetu za mpira huku Nakuru zimekuwa sasa asipendezi. Kuna zingine zimenyakuliwa. Hatujaona zile mpira zinatoka kwa FIFA zinakuja kwa grassroots. Hatujaona hata stadium moja ikuja rekebishwa kwa sababu ya zile funds za FIFA. The road in this regime has come to an end. Let us vote wisely. Let us vote Hussein Mohammed.
We need a leader who is accountable, who is resourceful, and who is transparent. We have seen Hussein Mohammed. He has been tested, he has been tried, and he has passed. We need a leader who is very accountable. I see accountability in Hussein Mohammed. I see transparency in Hussein Mohammed. I see football at heart in Hussein Mohammed.
The current regime, kuna shida iko branch level. Timu zinalipa ligi, wachezaji hawajui pesa ya ligi inaenda wapi. Timu zimekuwa zikipatiwa trophy after winning, zingine zinapatiwa bana, alafu timu inaambiwa tunakupromote enda ligi next. So mimi hiyo kitu ilifanya ni achana na bila.
Tunaendorse mtu mwenye anataka kiti ya president, Hussein Mohammed. Ni kumwendwa amekuwa na allegations mingi sana za corruption na nini. Kuna pesa anapatanga huko kutoka kwa FIFA. As it trickle huku down, atupati hizo pesa zikikuja kugrow football kutoka huku grassroots. So tuko na shida kama hiyo sana na Nikumwendo. Kitu kingine ameshindwa kubrand ligi yetu ya Kenya. Unakuta Espanao hakuna wachezaji tunauza huko nje.
Watu wa Murima wamesema no.
Mmesikia wamesema no. Lakini upande wa Garissa na Meru wanasema tatizo lao kubwa ni miundo msingi.
Garissa football scene has lagged behind, largely due to neglect from successive regimes that failed to recognize and exploit its true potential. The last decade, under Nick Mwenda's leadership, was particularly challenging with minimal progress and development. It's on this note that we are eager to work with Hussein Mohammed to breathe new life into football in Garissa. Together we aim to 1. Develop local talent. Establish youth academies and training programs that will identify, nurture and provide opportunities for young talent to flourish. Improve infrastructure. Invest in modernizing and building football facilities, including training grounds and stadiums. By working together, we believe we can unlock Garissa football potential and build a future where football thrives, bringing joy, unity and pride to our community.
Sisi kama watu wa Garissa tuta support Hussein Mohammed. They say in English, a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. We are telling the leaders of yesterday that we need fresh, a fair and a free election in the FKF and a fresh start.
Hapa Meru County, President Ruto amechaguliwa juzi tu, hajamaliza miaka 5, lakini ile mara ametembea hapa Meru hata hatuwezi hesabu. Lakini tuko na president wa FKF hapa kutoka achaguliwe 8 years ago, hajai kuja Meru. So mtu kama huyo atu expect atusaidie na lolote. In order ndio football iweze kugrow kwa nchi yetu, lazima tuanzie grassroots level. Tukianzia hapa grassroots kupanda, mpira yetu itainuka. Ile regime tuko nayo saa hizi kitu ya kwanza ilitupilia mbali sub county offices. Sasa ukitupilia sub county na unataka football grow kutoka sub county, unatusaidia aje? Hii regime imetufail. Ule kiongozi ataweza kutupeleka mbele masuala ya football ni kiongozi ako na accountability, ako transparent, ako professional, na mtu anajua ile kazi anafanya. Na ule leadership tunaona anaweza tupeleka mbele, hakuna mwingine, ni Hussein Mohammed peke yake.
Hussein Mohammed for FKF president.
Hussein Mohammed.
Absolutely. Hussein Mohammed. Nataka kusikia Hussein Mohammed for bado kidogo. Hussein Mohammed for
Lotan, kitu nimegundua ni kwamba kuna ugonjwa. Umeelewa? Ugonjwa ambao uko maeneo mengi na si maeneo 8 peke yake, lakini nchi nzima. Ugonjwa ambao unahitaji daktari.
Absolutely. And listen, right now we have a doctor that we want to propose to the entire nation of Kenya. Lulu, just to think about it, what saddens me the most is the fact that football in Kenya is not on TV. For me, I think that is the biggest downfall that we've had over the last few years. And now, we want to take you through the history of football in this country, from way back when, so that we understand the context of football in this nation, then we understand where we are right now. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy the football journey.
Kenyan football, once a powerhouse in African football, achieved incredible success in the yesteryears. However, the current state of Kenyan football paints a different picture.
The Football Kenya Federation is broke and has no money to pay the players, coach and technical bench allowances.
I have never seen such a confused team.
So, what led to the rise and fall of Kenyan football? In the 1970s and 80s, Kenya was a force to be reckoned with in the African football. The national team, Harambee Stars, made history by qualifying for the 1972 African Cup of Nations. One of the key reasons for Kenya's success in yesteryears was the investment in grassroots football. Talented players were identified and nurtured from a young age, honing their skills and promoting a culture of excellence. Additionally, there was good governance which propelled the sport to greater heights. Infrastructure and facilities were also improved, providing a conducive environment for training and development. However, over the years, the success of Kenyan football has dwindled. Several factors have contributed to this decline, including mismanagement in the Football Federation and lack of investment in youth development. The talent pool has shrunk and the national team struggles to compete at the continental level. Now, let's do a comparison of how football is big in the world. For example, the value of English Premier League is estimated to be worth around $17.9 billion. The average Premier League club is worth $1.5 billion. The analysis reveals the Premier League and its clubs contributed 8 billion euros to the United Kingdom economy during the 2021-2022 season. The Premier League and its club generated a direct tax contribution of 4.2 billion euros to the United Kingdom exchequer, of which 1.7 billion euros was accounted for by the league's players and staff. They also supported more than 90,000 jobs across the country. In South America, 0.72% of Brazil's GDP comes from football. Listen to what the Brazilian ambassador to Kenya said about the contribution of football in Brazil in the economy.
Revolution that we made in Brazil in football has to do with professionalism, the way football is run in Brazil. Football in Brazil is an industry. So the study released 1 year ago revealed that it added $8 billion to Brazil's economy.
In Morocco, the market value of all the teams in the Moroccan Botola Pro INWI amount to 116.14 million euros. Wydad Casablanca, being the most valuable in Morocco, has a market value of roughly 18.9 million euros. In South Africa, the market value of all the teams in the South African DStv Premiership amounted to 157.48 million euros. Mamelodi Sundowns FC having the highest market value with approximately 30 million euros. The disparity between the top 5 most valuable teams in Africa and the clubs in Kenya is striking, as our local teams struggle to establish any significant market value. It is even a shame to see how Tanzanian football, once overshadowed by Kenyan football, has risen to become the best football nation in East Africa. While things may seem dire for Kenyan football at present, all is not lost. There is still an opportunity to rise up again and stand out globally.
I will champion a grassroots football development program that will see national government work with county governments to invest heavily in youth football. This is the first step in our Football Vision 2030, where we will target our Harambee Stars to play at the 2030 World Cup and Kenya to host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations.
The transformation of Kenyan football is not a solitary task, but a shared responsibility that demands commitment and unity from all stakeholders. We need support from government and the private sector to unlock the full potential of Kenyan football. With good governance, transparency, and accountability, the beautiful game in Kenya can reach new heights and inspire a generation of football enthusiasts to dream big and strive for excellence.
Naam, tumeona safari ya Kenya ya kandanda. Ama kwa hakika kwa hivi sasa ni hali ya kusikitisha, na pia tumeweza kuona tofauti ambayo iliyopo baina ya mataifa mengine na taifa la Kenya. Kwa hivyo tunajiuliza, tulianza kunyeshewa wapi? Tulianza kunyeshewa wapi? Kwa hivyo nitampisha mwenzangu Lotan akiwa na wataalam hapa wakidadavua masuala ya kandanda humu nchini kwa muda wa dakika 30. Kwako Lotan.
Absolutely. Please, let's put our hands together for Lulu Hassan. Asante sana Lulu. Thank you so much for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest with ourselves. Football in Kenya is in a crisis. And today, we want to start the journey towards resuscitating this once blooming, this once amazing baby that, you know what, has supported the amazing ecosystem in this country. And of course, through the region as well. Mesikia kwa hiyo video, at one point, Ugandans, Tanzanians were looking forward to play in the Kenya Premier League. But that is not the case at this particular time. And ladies and gentlemen, to join me at this particular time, I'd like us to put our hands together for an amazing panel that I want us to welcome right here. Please, these are distinguished ladies and gentlemen in the industry. Ningetaka tuanze na former footballer, former referee, one of the youngest referees, by the way, in the country, and a former match commissioner. Please let's put our hands together for Immaculate Onyango as she comes up on stage. Tugeni makofi tafadhali hapa nchini Kigetia. Makofi kwake. There we go, Immaculate. Asante sana. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this next gentleman needs no introduction. Ex-Kenyan international and currently the sports county director at the Kakamega County. Ladies and gentlemen, he gave us so many smiles, a lot of joy when he was playing football at Tusker, at El Merreikh. Please, let's put our hands together for Alan Wanga. Please, mpigie makofi mpaka afike tafadhali. Alan Zwang, karibu sana. Now, this next individual, ladies and gentlemen, he's a football administrator. Nataka tumkaribishe tafadhali as we welcome team leader and founding patron at Soy United Football Club. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Ayiro Edwin as he comes to the front as well. Thank you very much. Please, mtupie makofi up until afike tafadhali. Thank you. Immaculate, I'll start with you. I hope nimekuintroduce vizuri. Is it working? There we go, it's working. So Immaculate, first things first, international, ex-player as well. What is the status of football in this country? Tuambie tafadhali, especially when it comes to the game for women, the women game. What is the status like?
The current status is not anything that we can be able to talk about so far. But we also acknowledge that some developments have been done. And we are saying that we are seeing the women taking us to the next level. Under 17 have qualified for World Cup.
Tupigeni under 17 team wa COVID tafadhali. I think that's a big, big result.
That's amazing because it tells you that when you invest in women, you don't go wrong. But again, we are looking at a country where we have equitable resources in terms of allocation to women. Let's talk an example of equal pay for women. You're playing in the Premier League. The men are getting 100,000, the women are getting 20,000, and yet we are paying this. We have the same play time. Then why don't we make it equal to the women? Both men and women get the same shares. It's not about the gender. It's about the sport. It's about the workmanship that is being put in the sport. And we are also looking at professionalizing the women's league. You talked about media. I was very keen when you're discussing that. How many women matches are being televised? It is a fresh start. And I'm looking at an opportunity for the women's league to be televised in all the stations that are televising men's league.
Yes.
Are we a lesser human being? That is the question I'm putting out there. If we can go to the World Cup, then we are equally entitled to be given the equal resources available to run football in this country.
Absolutely. Kinadada oye! Kinadada oye! So you're saying that all the women, or rather the women, should get equal opportunity?
Equal opportunity from the pay. We want pesa mfukoni.
Kweli.
You're talking about the future of the players when they leave playing. It is very difficult for them because when they're playing, they don't get anything. So how do you want them to look at the future if they cannot plan for the future now? So the question is, we need to develop capacity.
Yeah.
We need to work with the right stakeholders.
Yeah.
We bring them on board. Teach them on financial literacy. Let us look into the future while we are still playing, because we have a life after tomorrow, and that should be done now, not tomorrow.
It is now.
Yes, it is.
And just on that same tangent, I mean, infrastructure-wise, I mean, for the men, it's bad. But I think for the women,
it is worse.
It's non-existing.
Yes.
It doesn't exist.
And a
Talk to us about that.
simple thing is a changing room. Look at all the pitches that we have, which hosts the women matches. Most of our girls change outside. We don't even have a changing room that suits the women gender. We don't even have bins that we can use during that time of the month. Then what resources are you giving us? Look at the playing ground, the playing surface. So what resources or infrastructure are there available for us to be able to use as women? And we are saying, are we looking at us as the gender that is not equal, or are you running the sport with proper leadership and management and a sport that has inclusion? So we are saying we want fresh air.
I like this one. So fresh starts with fresh air.
Fresh air, absolutely.
I love that. It's very catchy. Zhuang, let me go over to you, man. I've had the opportunity to watch you play locally, of course, internationally as well. But your story is a very unique story. It's a story of scouting mashinani.
Sure.
You came from literally, let me put it this way, Sohocha. Wewe ni mtu wa kukaa Nairobi.
Yeah,
Now,
sure.
no usikasirike tafadhali. Now, I want you to talk to me about talent development. I mean, when you look at your story as a means to compare, where are we and what more can we do?
I would say we are not doing very well because our structures are not in place, and there's this gap. There are three pillars in talent development.
Okay.
Yes, there's identification of the talent, then nurturing the talent, then you develop the talent. But now what happens at a stage of between 8 years and 10 years is when you identify the talent. But now what happens, there's this gap. We forget about, we don't follow up on these talents that we've identified. We come to identify them much later on, when they're about 15 or 14 years in high school. So you'll realize there's a gap between us and maybe West African countries Northern African countries and Europe. Because for them, once they identify this talent, they'll follow up each and every other day. So you identify a kid who is 6 years old, by the time he's 10 years, you are nurturing the talent. By the time he's 15 years, you are developing the talent. But now there's this gap. We come to nurture the talent when this kid is 20 years old. So I think that's one big problem that we need to deal with.
Okay, interesting. Now, I had the privilege to travel abroad kidogo, and kitu mimi nilisikia, because I'd gone for, let's say in the UK, and they were telling me that between the ages or under 8, they have 3 million kids playing at that particular level.
Sure.
Do you think it's something that we can achieve in this country?
Yes, it is. The other day we scouted for Talentela, and we came to realize that this country has got a lot of talents. And the reason why our under-17 are going to represent us in the World Cup is because of that. You go to Samburu, you will realize that there are so many talents there that we don't discover. Not unless we go down there and we make sure that we want to identify talents from down there, you'll realize that we've got so much talent in this country.
Interesting. And finally, because I can see a lot of the ex-players here that are with us today, it would be unfair for me not to tusiongee kitu yote kuhusu player welfare. Kukwaje huko Juman?
That's another big elephant in the house when it comes to players' welfare here. Because outside there, you wake up, it's a full-time job. But the reason why at this moment we have cases of match fixing is because of players' welfare. A player goes for 3 months, no salary, then someone comes and tells him, I give you 100 bob, 100,000, you let your team lose the game. It's very easy for this player to take the money. So it's something that we also need to look at, players' welfare, because where I played, like literally every footballer in that country when I was in Angola, everyone knows every footballer from Division 1 to the top flight. And you walk in the streets like you are recognized. And that is something very different with what's happening here. You meet a player, anakuambia hajakula jana, and he's supposed to go and play football.
Wow, interesting. Please, let's put our hands together for Alan Wanga for that. Zwanga, asante sana. And I think you struck a nerve, eh? Vile umesema hiyo story ya mchezaji manzee ati hajakula bana. I think it borders crisis. Kwa sababu, think about, you have to probably represent your badge. You played for Tusker at one point, really hurt my teams back then. But I'm just thinking, and then TV came, TV left, because you played at, I think, when there was TV, and then when TV left, you were still playing. There must have been a stark difference between then na hii wakati ingine.
Yeah, it has been massive. When SuperSport was here, as earlier it was mentioned here, players from Tanzania, Uganda wanted to play here. But right now, all of us, we want to watch Tanzania's league because they've grown and the gap is so huge. So we need to catch up with them. Look at Zambia.
Yeah.
At some point, you couldn't compare Kenya and Zambia. But now our players are going to play in Zambia because of they also need to provide for their families. So it has been a massive gap that we also need to look at.
Okay, asante sana. Please, Alan Wanga, asante. Edwin, I'm going to put you in the spot. Nice suit, nice shoes. You look amazing today. You definitely are making a lot of money from football.
Wow. That's a new one. First of all, as we all appreciate, football is an expenditure industry. And in this discussion, or in the aspects to do with the stakeholders, the administrators of these football clubs are the ones who feel the pinch most. Okay. And I would say football cannot thrive in organized chaos.
Organized chaos?
Yes. Because we are put in a situation whereby you're supposed to have a program for your team, for example. And what we do on this other side is to try and get resources to keep the team going. And at times you get to a level whereby you expend even your personal resources, and all you manage is how minimal you are going to expend. And in the development of any player, in the performance of any player, the key indicators of performance is how you reward that player. And so we are not measuring anything that we are supposed to do as administrators. So we don't expect to get anything in return. And that is one of the gray areas in this nation. In this nation, in matters of football, we are yet to endear ourselves to servant leadership. And this really hurts across all sectors. It does not necessarily mean a youth club, for example, cannot do well, just like a corporate club or a community club cannot thrive. The only difference is the nature of leadership that is there in the football strata itself. So for us, where we sit, or where I sit personally, it has taken a lot of innovations for one to survive. Now, in other federations, what normally happens, people want to be in these administrative seats because everything is structured. So your duty is to maintain or be frugal with the little resources that you've been given or they are there. Now, if you are starting a season and you are looking at even sending the players fare for them to come for pre-season, and then you'll be given a fixture, you have to adhere to it. You have to look at payments in terms of the match affiliation fees, league. You're looking at the players' accommodation. We have matters of insurance and all these things. What I would say is this: for us to improve soccer administration in this country, as administrators or as people directly involved with management of these clubs, we need to look for strategic partnerships. We've reached a point in this country where we believe that partnerships should be monetary. Yeah. We should rethink, because once we look at a partner as somebody who's giving you 2 million per season, you miss out on an opportunity to partner with an insurance company, for example, to help you secure affordable medical cover for the team, in one sense. A partnership with a marketing entity can improve brand visibility at no fee, but your brand becomes more visible. Yeah. So such thinking cannot emanate while we have square pegs in round holes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Absolutely. Please, Tumpigeni Makofi. I think you've mentioned and you've touched a lot of the touch points, especially when it comes to how do we market the game, how do we market our clubs, and I'll be getting back to you in just a little bit. Right now, though, I want us to go abroad kidogo, because we've had amazing players that have played for the national team here, but they've had opportunities abroad as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go all the way to the West Coast in the United States of America. We have an ex-Harambee Stars player who's ready to talk to us. He's a UEFA A and USSF A license holder, and he's also an MLS instructor. Ladies and gentlemen, nataka tupigie makofi Timo Kibune. Timo, vipi bana? How's the United States of America?
Poa kabisa. Mambo vipi?
Poa sana, man. Timo, I mean, obviously, if you look at the MLS comparatively to the league that we have here, I mean, it's day and night.
That's for sure.
And Timo, I mean, you are now doing more of the administrative work in the US. I mean, Timo, just paint the picture for us. What more can we do, or what more should we expect as we get into this brand new phase of football in this country?
You know, I've been listening to the speakers and everybody who said everything. It's all about leadership. You know, leadership is about integrity. We need to have leaders with vision. You know, leaders who are accountable. That is what we need. You know, we're looking forward, let's say, to have Hussein Mohammed as a leader. But when he comes in, he has to take the good that has come from the past and just continue doing that, or continue building that. What we lack as a nation is continuity. Everybody who comes in, they scrap everything and start again from scratch. So every time we're studying again. But we need to have continuity and keep going. And I feel like that is going to be the first part on moving forward. You know, somebody has talked about infrastructure and facilities. You know, our facilities need to be updated. You know, we need to be updated with what's going on in order to host probably the Cup of Nations, to host international tournaments. You know, somebody was talking about players wanting to go overseas or go abroad so that they can be seen. We had that in super sport. So what do we need to do? We need to just have our own resources and be able to televise the games, market the game, send the game to scouts, and our players will be identified. You know, we need a leader who can be able to do that. You know, a leader will always come with his own team, but the team has to be responsible and accountable. We don't need to have these like, hey, it's my time, sasa kukula, ama kufanya hivi na hivi na hivi. No, we need to do everything for the good of the game. That's what is going to take us places.
Okay.
And I think that's when the government comes in to support. If they see something positive, they'll come in and support the federation.
Okay.
And then we can start in Uko Mashinani and try to build those grassroots soccer. We have former players. They're craving to be given an opportunity. How is that going to happen? You know, include them, involve them. I know we need experience and we need youth. We can involve them. Take them to these courses. Help them, you know, understand modern trends. Maybe if they played a while ago, but they come in, they have something to provide to those youngsters at a young age.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And then lastly, talk about talent ID. That is talent identification. With these former players, they have an eye of a good talent. You know, we can have the youth leagues, we can have tournaments, you know, that's a way of identifying players. And then we keep the data. If we can keep the data of players that we've worked with and invite them for training camps, train them for like 10 days, send them home, bring them back again, train them for 10 days, every time in different age groups, like U13, U15, U17, we will build a base that is going to help our country in 5-6 years to come. You know, we got to be able to be patient. We have to be patient in what is going on. And finally, we can expose these players every once in a while. Take them to a tournament in Europe. Take them, you know, we're here as your resources. I've taken a bunch of players in the US to come to college to go and play. I came home a year ago, 2 years ago. I ran a symposium for two days, and we had over 80 coaches.
Oh, wow.
You know, we can, It was hosted in City Stadium, so Buti and Oteshi were there, and they hosted that. It was good. That's what we want to do. And when I come in, I don't ask for anything. I just do it for free.
Absolutely.
We have a bunch of resources.
Timo, I know you can go on and on and on, and I'm just looking at the audience here. Listen, they're loving what you're saying. Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for Timo Kibune. Thank you very much, all the way from the West Coast in the United States of America. I mean, the accent has changed. That's how much football can change. I mean, well done to you, Timo, as well.
Come on.
On a light note, though. Now, I don't know about you, but growing up, I always loved to watch the Mulama brothers play football. Now, Simeon is with us this amazing morning, but his brother, Titus Mulama, all the way from Switzerland, he's now the head of talent identification at Nordic Sky. Listen, this gentleman had 83 caps for Harambee Stars. I think that deserves a round of applause. That's a long time to play football. I mean, Titus, talk to us. What's football like for you?
Yo, ni Tito hapa. Leo mazee tuongee kidogo tu, nataka kuweka mchango wangu kidogo katika hali ya ball ya Kenya. What is ailing our game? Na kila mtu anajua mambo haiko poa, lakini mambo matatu ya ku-highlight. Jambo la kwanza ni ufujaji wa pesa na lack of accountability. Misappropriation na lack of accountability. Jambo la pili pia iko kwa governance mazi. Bodi yetu haiko governed vizuri, na ni kwa sababu governance imeachwa kwa mikono ya few individuals instead of stakeholders kuachwa kupewa nafasi yao ya kurun game, kwa sababu hao ndio watu important kwa game. Unaona? Na jambo la tatu ni infrastructure mazi, lack of infrastructure na facilities za kusaidia kuweza kuinua hali ya ball mazi. The only solution number one ni kujaribu kuimprove on the above, na kando na hayo kuweza kuhakikisha tumeweka watu right kwa ofisi wa kufanyia shughuli, kwa sababu it's clear that wala tuko saizi hiyo kazi imewashinda. So it's time mazee tukue bold, tusikue swayed na mambo ya hela na sijui nini utaikwa wapi. Hapana, angalia future wala watoto wanakuja mazee. Huku nje ukiangalia kuna watoto kutoka 10, 13, 15 years, watoto wanacheza kila weekend, wanafanya training, unajua wako na hope na future yao ya ball. Watu wetu wa mtaa nani yako na hope jo? Watu wetu tunaogopa wala kwa 10 years, in the next 10 years mambo ikiendelea hivi watapata ball ilishaga Kenya. So guys, let's watch out, time day imefika. Let's tuweze ku identify nini ambayo inatakikana ifanyike and do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Makofi kwake. Thank you very much, Titus Mulama. I mean, I remember watching him at AFCON, and listen, legend of the game. Makilet, I mean, mimi nataka tuongee sasa why this election is so important for this country. Why is the candidature, of course, of Hussein Mohammed, and why are we at a very integral point? Mbona sahi, why should we change football right now?
The main reason why this is very important for us is none other than inclusion. It is a time where most of the delegates feel they were left out. And football was being run by a certain kind of group that feel the other people are not eligible. And we are saying football is a big cake. You can't eat it and finish.
Yeah.
It has opportunities for everybody. Marketers are here.
Yeah.
People who can do branding are here. Former footballers can be able to play a part. We have, Alan talked about scouting. We need scouts to go and scout. It is a full-time job that we need many people to come on board.
Yeah.
But the football of alienating, separating people and leaving it for a certain group of people is kind of not good. And we are suffering because some of us feel that we are left out. So the time now is about bringing everybody on board. We want the stakeholders on board. We want the corporate on board. We want the partners on board. We want sponsorship. Look at our women football, for example. When is the last time did you hear that a team has gotten or secured a sponsorship? I don't think it has happened. It happened once.
Teams that are not corporate teams.
Teams that are not corporate teams. Even the corporate teams are just getting money from
CSR.
From the CSR. But we are looking at, can we also get sponsorship as any other team? Can SportsPesa sponsor us? Can Betika come and give a certain team money to be able to run their leagues? And I'm happy that I had a very good conversation here. The owners of the teams are suffering. They're suffering because they're doing it in isolation. Nobody is helping them. Look at the structures of the teams. It's only the coach and the team manager probably are the ones who are running the team. We look at now the organization structure-wise from the team itself. It is even worse for the ladies because we don't even have an internal structure. Who is in charge of what? Where do we draw the lines? Whose role is this? Where does your role start? Where is your role ending? And who is taking the other level? Because I was looking at the under-17, for example, who are preparing for World Cup. Some of them are due for national examination.
I remember that story.
The conversation is...
Exam or World Cup?
Or World Cup. Both of them are equally important. But again, there are things we can fix. And this is a discussion where we want to bring the stakeholders together, bring in the Ministry of Education into play. Let's have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Is the team traveling with a teacher on board? Do these students or these players need some time for extra revision while also they are given time to be able to continue playing the sport? So which conversations are we having around bringing everybody on board so that we can improve the game? And I think the answer is let us include everybody and have a national dialogue.
Absolutely. Wow. Well said. Please, a round of applause for Makilet. And at that juncture, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to recognize the presence of greatness this amazing morning. Ladies and gentlemen, in my view, might not be yours, but in my view, ladies and gentlemen, a hero of the game is with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Oliech has just walked in this amazing morning. Wapi kelele ya this tafadhali. I mean, Oh my goodness, I'll never forget that goal versus Eritrea. How it made me feel. Thank you very much for what you've done for the game. Thank you for what you've done for the national team as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see ex-players are behind Hussein. So, Zwang, I'll skip you for this particular question, but Edwin, why is this election so important?
First of all, 8 years is a long period of time. The German team that won the World Cup in Brazil went through a cycle of 8 years to get to that level. So 8 years is a period where a lot of reflection needs to take place. And it's high time we disassociate football management with individuals or with groupings, because that one kills football. Football is a universal language. Football is a language that even the deaf do hear. So here in this country, I would say we are at a pedestal moment, a very important moment, whereby we can now realign. We talk of structures. With or without structures, there are countries which have done better than us just because of adhering to the basics of leadership, the basics of being able to say, this is the route we will all take, and we all take that route. From where I sit, or from where we come from as administrators, direct collaboration with the federation, for example, would ease so many problems around administration. And I'm speaking on behalf of these community clubs or clubs who are being taken over by people who just have passion for the game. When somebody has set up such an initiative, it is only proper that the leadership in football goes ahead and offers even more support, because it is part of their duty to help in the smooth running of this animal called football. Now, in Kenya, for example, we have enormous potential in terms of monetizing our game. Our leagues need to be monetized. When you look at the Tanzanian league, for example, the players who ply their trade are the equivalent of NSL in this country. What they earn, if you compare with what our KPL players earn, you would be disturbed in many ways. Yeah. So how do we monetize this league? We need people who can see that there is value. There's value. There's an aspect of value in our football, but we need now to bring that value into fore. Yeah. For example, we have willing corporates in this republic. Yes. Even at ministries, the Ministry of Sports level, yeah, they would easily say that it is part of our policy at national government level that if you are producing a turnover of over, even let's say 10 billion, at least you should adapt a team in the Kenyan Premier League, or through your CSR, you can offer even 50 million per season, yeah, to a KPL side. So we need some strategic thinking. Yeah. We need to evolve our mindsets. We need now to turn around and say that it is time for Kenyan football. Yeah. It is not time for individuals.
Absolutely.
And if all of us are keen on that, if all of us are willing to sacrifice our own personal affiliations or our own personal issues across this divide, yeah, and we sacrifice for the sake of football, football will repay our sacrifice. Football will put food on the table for these individuals. So for me, it is a great opportunity for all of us to reflect and try and monetize our leagues.
Yeah, absolutely. Please let's put our hands together for Edwin. Thank you very much for that. And listen, the conversation is happening everywhere, especially on social media. Obviously, the hashtag is Hussein for FKF president. Mwesh KE_254. Shout outs to you. Thank you so much for your amazing tweet. You're saying amazing to see panelists from all across the globe during the ongoing Hussein for FKF presidential launch. Is this how football campaigns are done? This is how it's going to be done from here, by the way. And moving on, before I get to Lulu, I know you have a lot a lot of fans that want to talk to us in just a little bit. I also want to recognize the presence of two of our amazing Super 8 alumni. Jerry Santo and Innocent Mutiso are with us. This is amazing. Please, wapigeni makofi. Simameni tuwapigie makofi majama. They are with us here. And I have, thank you very much, Jerry, and of course, my brother Innocent. Also want us to recognize especially the true legends of the game that are with us. I have my list now all set. George Sunguti, thank you very much, sir. Please let's put our hands together for George Sunguti. Thank you very much, Asante Sana. Bobby Ogola is with us. Where is Bobby? I've been told he just walked in. Oh, he's up there. Please let's put our hands together for the legend himself, Bobby Ogola. Thank you very much to that. Our AFCON 1992 captain, Mr. Mickey Weche, in the building as well. Superstar mwenyewe, thank you very much. And of course, national team captain, and of course, played for the national team as well. I had the privilege to be coached by him as well. Let's put our hands together as we welcome the legendary coach, James Nandwa, should be in the building as well. Coach Nash ako wapi? Oh, coach ako hapa. Salimeni coach tafadhali Nash sasa. Thank you so much, coach. Thank you very much. Ukisikia story yangu nilikuwa number 5 hatari, hata kuambia hiyo story. Mimi nilikuwa hatari sana. Ni siku scoutiwa mapema. But right now I want us to talk to the fans in the bleachers. Lulu, wanasema vipi huko nyuma tafadhali?
Wanasema mambo iko shega. Upande wa X naona pia jumbe ni nyingi. Maybe I read one. Anasema amazing to see panelists from across the globe during the ongoing Hussein for FKF presidential launch. Is this how football campaigns are done? Huyu ni Mweke 254. But hapa ni kuna mwanadada alikuwa nimemuona Lotan. Sijui kajificha wapi, lakini Nedi. Oh, sorry.
Next to you.
Nedi ndo huyu. Karibu sana. Tumepata kusikia maoni yameweza kutolewa na panelists siku hii ya leo. Mike iko sawa, iko on. Maoni yako ni yapi kuhusiana na kile ambacho kimeweza kuzungumzwa siku hii ya leo?
Nashukuru kwa opportunity. And again, we need a fresh start. Because I've played football for a long period of time. And I don't have anything tangible that naeza sema nilipata from football.
Wow.
Because we play for a short period of time. And you should ask yourself why English ama inje, they are being paid a lot of money. Because after retirement, tunaishi sana. That's why wanalipopoa ndio ikifika time ya retirement until they can sustain themselves. But here in Kenya, it's a struggle. We see our legend wana struggle a lot. Unaona legend amepiga pamba safi lakini anapambana na ukame, which should not be that way. So that is the reason why we need a fresh start. Talking about women football.
See Alan guys. See Alan.
Abana. Talking about women football, sababu hapo hivyo ndio place nimekuwa for a long period of time. We are not in an environment where we can say it's a safe environment. That's why most of us wengi wameenda kuolewa. And unapata, for instance, we qualified for AFCON 2016, but it's only Asia Kida and Mary Kinuthia ndio wako active kwa football. The rest wako wapi? That's a question. Those are legends. But again, walikuwa kicked out na sahi wana struggle. Najua kuna watu wana struggle. So we need to focus on women football, sana kwa ligi, sababu we don't have any sponsorship. Apart from them being women, they are mothers, their wives, their family. They are gambling between those three. And then unapata mental health yao is not 100%. Hakuna kitu kwa mfuko. Ukame inamtandika left right. The option yenye yako nayo ni kukaa kwa marriage, which again, you are not sure about the marriage, GBV ziko. So we need a fresh start.
Absolutely. Fresh start.
Shukran sana Nedi na pole sana kwa yale ambayo mnayopitia. Nimemwona Bramwell, naomba tuongee na Bramwell kidogo, manake kuna dada hapa aliongea masala ya sponsorship na najua kwamba Bramwell kuna ile Karamoja Super Cup. Wewe unapata ufadhili, sio? Lakini upande wa ligi kuu ufadhili unakuwa finyu sana au haupo kabisa. Labda tuambie siri ni nini? Kuna kitu gani ambacho ligi ya kitaifa haifanyi ambayo wewe unafanya?
Asante sana. Jua football discussion tunaweza kaa hapa the whole day. Lakini naweza sum up in maybe 3 or 4 keywords. Unajua kwanza usiseme ati napata ufadhili. Unanichomea hapa, nikitoka hapa watu watanifuata mbio sana. But I think basically for me I think it's about marketing. Tumeongelea sana about marketing. Without marketing there's nothing we are going to do in terms of football development. Anything that you have to do lazima kukuwe na marketing. Hata ukitafuta msichana mrembo kule kwa kijiji kienyeji, umlete Nairobi, lazima umpake mafuta, umpeleke pale Louis Vuitton, umnunulie pamba, atakuwa msafi. So we have to clothe our game, and that begins with the marketing. So naomba kwamba our incoming FKF president Bwana Hussein, marketing will be one area that you have to take seriously. We need to have a department in the FKF office in charge of marketing. Kuna watu wengi sana hapa najua wanaweza work even for pro bono. You bring the business, I give you your cut. We do business. Football is business, multi-billion business. Kwenye introduction hapa tumeona GDP ya UK. The UK economy is just built around sports. So I think that is one area that you are not getting it right. And then 2, tukikuja kwa mambo ya sponsorship, I think you also need to have a product that sells itself. Na hiyo inaanza kwa ligi. Ukikuwa na ligi ambayo wachezaji wanatritiwa kama the fans, inakuwa ngumu. So we need to start treating our players as superstars because they're superstars. Tukianza kuangalia hivyo, the money will come in. Branding pia inakuja pale.
Thank you very much.
Asante.
Asante sana. Mimi nimeshika kitu kimoja amesema, we have to clothe our game. Hiyo ndio take home yangu siku ya leo. Lotte.
Absolutely. Please, let's put our hands together for the amazing fans and all the amazing engagement that is happening. And listen, you can continue doing the same on social media. We'll try as much as possible to get to you as soon as we can. But right about now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize the presence of 2 of our distinguished guests that have joined us today. I'd like us to celebrate the chairman, our chairman of Murang'a Seals and the chairman of FKF Murang'a County. Wapi makofi yake Robert Macharia. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us this amazing evening, or rather morning rather. I also want to recognize the presence of Mr. Hassan, Honorable Hassan Omar, who's an ELA MP and also the secretary of the ruling party UDA, who's with us. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali as we recognize. Thank you so much, sir, as well. Now, lady, gents, I have no time to even ask you any other question, but if you had one word, keyword is one word, as footballers, one word, to tell all the delegates, what would you tell them? Just one word.
Let's vote wisely. Let's realize the fresh start.
Absolutely. Let's vote wisely. Zwang?
Let's make it right this time.
Wow. Let's make it right this time. Finally?
Let us reflect truthfully.
Let us reflect truthfully. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we had time for at this particular time. One more time, nataka tumpigie makofi as she exits on stage. Immaculate Onyango. Asante sana, Immaculate. Thank you very much. Alan Wanga, thank you so much, my brother, and obviously Edwin Ayero. And of course, we also want to celebrate all the amazing contribution that we've got from Timo Kibune. Timo, thank you very much as well. And of course, finally, Asante sana, Titus Mulama as well. Tuwapigeni makofi, ladies and gentlemen, all of them. Kabisa.
Ball.
Villa
ball.
Ingine. I see what you did there. So this is what's going to happen now. So, I mean, there's no way we're here talking about football. Bila mpira. Wangapi teams ziko wapi? Watu wangu wapi? Where are we from? Ndugu yangu bana, that one is for you, man. A special gift from Hussein Mohammed to you. Who else? Nani mwingine? The gentleman at the back there. Oh, I hope I got there. There we go. I think I did. Your turn. Let's see if you can do it.
Niki kama nirushe.
Can you kick it?
Niki.
Let's see how you can do it. Oh, oh my goodness. My light almost went. One more. So, where are the ladies? Where are the ladies? Where are the ladies? Wanawena kujua bana. The ladies here. So here nyuma. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh. So let's see. Okay, it's a lady that got it there. There we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more to go. Okay. All right. A lady on that side. Okay. Lulu, you can do the honors. Tuwapigeni makofi tafadhali. Now I think we're officially ready to get into the meat of this amazing morning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like we've said, as we get our lectern in, as we get our podium in, now, ladies and gentlemen, like it was said here, it is time for us to vote and vote wisely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just before we officially get our first speech at this particular time, I'd like us to recognize the presence of Honorable Matach Mobimbo, MCA Karogosho, and ODM youth leader that is with us this amazing morning. Tupige makofi tafadhali as we recognize the presence. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to get into our first speech this amazing morning. And with that, I'd like us to put our hands together as we welcome our chair, who's going to be our first speaker this great morning. Please let's put our hands together as we welcome the chairman, Murang'a Seals, and chairman, FKF Murang'a County. Please, with a rousing ovation, naomba tumpigie makofi tafadhali, Mr. Robert Macharia as he comes up. Please tupigeni makofi tafadhali. Let's put our hands together for chair. Celebrate chair tafadhali. Let's celebrate him.
Goja mapikin wa kalale anguka nayo twende down niche down kwa carpet. Hello kariri anafanya na come. Bila chesa number 1.
There we go.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Robert Macharia. I come from Murang'a. I'm a chairman of Murang'a Seal. I'm also chairman of FKF Murang'a branch. And I'm also a board member of SportPesa. A fresh start is what we need in Kenyan football. I am here to say that Hussein Mohammed is the right candidate for the job. We've done amazing work with him at Murang'a Seal. People have talked here about infrastructure. I think Murang'a Seal, through the leadership of myself and Mohammed Hussein, are the only team in Kenya that have their own private pitch. And these are the promises that we, as Hussein Mohammed team, are making to Kenya, that we will deliver where it matters most. A fresh start again, why? Because in 2016, I personally signed on behalf of SportPesa a sponsorship for FKF worth 70 million a year. Wow. We don't know what happened to the sponsorships. They dried up. We need Hussein Mohammed at the helm of FKF so that these sponsorships, starting with SportPesa, can come back to football. So I want to pray to all delegates who will be casting their ballots this year that Hussein Mohammed is the right candidate for the job and is the right person for the job. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. May God bless you. May God bless Kenya.
Thank you so much, Chair. Asante sana. Please, a round of ovation for Chair tafadhali.
Naam, kwa hivi sasa tumkaribishe NEC member kutoka North Eastern. Wengi mnamfahamu kama Kado Ahmed. Karibu, tumpigeni makofi tafadhali.
Back to the bone, lazima nikunywe supu. Shake that thing, hadi upigwe marufuku. Kaende, kifo cha mende. Unaninyonya kama maembe na tembe. Game bubu vitu zetu usiseme. Wacha wabaki wakidhani kuna venye. Peleka juu, peleka chini. Usiogope kuu, rarua mini. Ikishika sana.
Asante sana MC, thank you. Kwa majina naitwa Mheshimiwa Ahmed Kadar Dabar. Mimi ni NEC member wa North Eastern Region. na MCA wa Nairobi County Assembly. Thank you so much. Watu wa ball, hamjambo. Watu wa Nairobi hoye. Najua Kenya mzima ina watch hoye. Siku imefika ama haijafika? Si imefika. Si mlikuwa mnangoja hii siku ifike? Basi Rais mtarajiwa wa shirikisho la kandanda ndugu yangu Hussein Mohammed, katibu mkuu wa chama tawala, viongozi wa mpira, nimeona nikiingia captain wawili wa Harambee Stars na the most goal scorer wa Harambee Stars nilikuwa naona akiwa ameingia, na captain wetu Alan nimemwona, na viongozi wa mpira wote. Hii ni ile siku tumeongoja sana. Watu wa ball wana shida mingi sana, na shida ya ball hatuwezi maliza kwa hii hall leo, but mimi naamini kwa sababu nimekaa bodi kubwa ya Kenya ya mpira, ule anaweza tatua ambaye ako na dawa ya mpira ni Hussein Mohammed. Kwa sababu sisi Waswahili wanasemanga mwenye macho ambiwi tazama, wakeza ile ladha ya mpira tulikuwa nayo kwa hii taifa yetu la Kenya. Na mimi hii mpira kitu kubwa sana inahitaji niyo kitu pale ndugu yetu ameweka, inaitwa integrity. Mtu yoyote ambaye anataka awekelea pale pesa lazima apate value for that money, na value for that money ni integrity. Nilisikia vibaya sana vile wali deal na sponsor ule alitusponsor mashinani Kenya mzima yote, 47 branches all mashinani. Mtu amewekelea pesa yake alafu unamdharau, mpatie heshima, unamwongelesha mbaya, na amewekelea milioni mingi. Ilifanya masponsors wote waende. Ile ningeomba sana ndugu yangu Hussein, kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu utakuwa rais wa shirikisho la kandanda, rudisha wale wafadhili wote ambaye walifukuzwa, kwa sababu wewe uko na hiyo roho na uko na hiyo ukarimu ya kuongelesha watu vizuri. Jambo ningeomba sana watu wa mpira Kenya mzima. Kenya is a great country. Kwa duniani mzima tunaheshimika sana Kenya. Na Kenya tunafaa tukue top countries ya Afrika kwa mpira. Na hatuna sababu ya kutokuwa top teams ya Afrika. Hatuna sababu yoyote. Kama ni kidijitali, kama ni kiuwezo wa mguu, kama ni kitalanta, yote tuna uwezo. Naomba Rais mtarajiwa Hussein, kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu kikuja, na Mungu naye anakupenda, umekuja the right time. At the right time, when Kenya is hosting AFCON, when Kenya is at the ripe, wakati Kenya inakuhitaji ndio umekuja. Na nitatarajia mengi kwako, na Kenya nzima itatarajia mengi kwako. Na leo ukikuja hapa, nataka utuhakikishie ya kwamba you will bring the lost glory of Kenyan football. Nataka wewe mwenyewe kwa mdomo yako hapa utuahidi, sababu sisi tumeambiwa mengi na ikifika saa implementation watu wanaepanga. Tunataka leo utuhakikishie hapa utarudisha the lost glory of Kenyan football. Kwa hiyo leo sitasema mengi, Wakenya wote wanakungojea kwa hamu na gamu. Ningeomba kwa heshima na taadhima, viongozi wa Nairobi wa mpira wako hapa, na kuna kijana wetu ambaye anapenda sana mpira ambaye ako kwa bunge la Nairobi, ambaye ameleta kandanda bill ili maclubs na teams za Nairobi isikuwe inahangaika na hii pesa affiliation. Ikasema Nairobi inakota revenue mingi, maclubs za Nairobi zipate affiliation direct kuliko tona. Na huyo kijana, kwa sababu mimi ni NEC member wa Northeastern na niko kwa bunge na mimi na represent mambo ya ball, nimemsaidia kwa hiyo bill. Ako na sisi hapa na ako na ujumbe yake, dakika moja tumpe Mheshimiwa Matach. Ningeomba leo ni siku tight sana, dakika moja tumpe aongeleshe delegates zake za Nairobi, wahakikishe kwa vyovyote, kwa hali na mali, Hussein awe rais wa mpira, kwa sababu yeye ndio dawa ya mpira kwa Kenya yetu sasa hivi. Mimi kama NEC member tutatembea na yeye country mzima, tutakampaign na yeye. Na mimi, Waswahili wanasemanga dalili ya mvua ni mawingu. Tayari nimeona atakuwa rais inshallah kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu. Asante sana, karibu.
Asante sana Kado.
Nishukishie kidogo. Juu kidogo. Hapa. Hello. Amjambo. Asanteni sana. Kwa majina yangu ya ID naitwa Absalom Odhiambo Nyango. Kwa jina yangu ya Facebook naitwa Matakuei Mobimba. Sawa. Kwa hivyo mimi nilialikwa hapa leo tukuje tushuhudie hii maneno, na kwa kweli imepangwa. Hata wale watu sasa wanajua hii maneno imeenda, hii maneno imeisha. Ningependa kusema hivi, soka ya Kenya imerudi chini kabisa. Sasa kama watu wetu wanaenda kutegemea Tanzania, surely Tanzania, ati huko ndio watu wanaenda kuandikwa pro wacheze Tanzania, surely mpira Kenya inaenda wapi? Na tumekuwa tukisema hii maneno usiku na mchana. Na mimi nataka niambie waziri ambaye aliingia Murkomen, tunakuangalia na macho mbili. Tafadhali tengeneza mpira irudi mahali ilikuwa. Tunataka tuone mambo ikiendelea mbele Kenya. Hii mambo ya mpira imetutatiza zaidi. Na I want to appeal to investors. Mimi siku hizi naona sijui Betika, sijui Sport Pesa, wanakuja wanapatia wachezaji uniform. Unapatia mchezaji uniform, anaenda kucheza wapi? Kujeni muinvest kwa viwanja kwanza. Tutengeneze hapa Nairobi viwanja. Leo umepatia mimi jezi na kiatu, naenda kucheza wapi? Hao watu wanachukua pesa mingi kwa betting. Kujeni muinvest kwa viwanja. Tutengenezeni viwanja. Even me today, ukienda Korokocho Ward, utapata nimeanza kiwanja pale. Na kuna investor amenipigia simu, akaniambia Matakuei, unafanya kazi mzuri, naweza kuja niekelee hapo. Hakuna. Kwa hivyo mkuje tusaidiane, mnachukua doko watu kwa njia ya betting, mkuje tusaidiane tuinue soka. Kitu mimi nachukia zaidi kwa mpira ni mchezaji kufungiwa nyumba. Hata si njaa. Tumesikia Wanga akisema, Kenya hii, haki ya Mungu hata mimi siamini. Ati mchezaji ambaye anacheza ligi ya Kenya anaweza fungiwa nyumba na hata bibi yake amtoroki. Surely. Tumesikia Mrembo akisema hapa, mtu amepiga pamba na kodrai na we ni legend. Na ndo niliambia wachezaji siku moja wakuje tukae nyuma ya tent, tutengeneze mpira. Na mimi nimefurahia naona ma legends hapa. Nataka mshikilia Hussein, tuende tubadilishe soka ya Kenya. Tunasikizana? Hussein, mimi nataka nikuambie namna hii. Mimi najua hii kiti utaenda nayo. Na mimi nataka kuambia wale watu ambao wanasimamia hii uchaguzi. Hii uchaguzi lazima ikuwe transparency. Sawa? Tumechoka na mambo ya mpira, and I want to appeal to President William Ruto. Tunasikia sijui ule mtu ni mtu wako, sijui ni mtu wa nani, we don't care. We want football ya Kenya ibadilike. Na nimeona SG wa UDA hapa. Mimi najua unaongea na rais kila siku. Ambia William Samoei Ruto, sisi tumechoka na hii maneno. Tumechoka na hii maneno.
Kwa hivyo sitasema mengi, wacheni. Halo, sitasema mengi, tutafanya namna hii. Nataka mnyamaze mnisikize. Hii ligi ya Kenya ya Premier League, hebu imagine watu wanang'ang'ania 1 million, sasa ndio walipandisha. Wewe mchezaji unataka umpeleke Mombasa, umpeleke Nakuru, umpeleke Kisumu, ati mtu anaangalia mita moja. Ukiangalia ile expenses ambaye timu imetumia kuanzia ligi ianze mpaka mwisho, is a lot of money. Na sisi tuna waste time, atunang'ang'ania milioni moja na umespend 10 million. Hiyo ni ligi gani? Hiyo ni ligi gani? Mchezaji wa Kenya anacheza ligi atalipwa mitimbao. Mitimbao ni nini kwa mchezaji wa ligi? Lazima tukue serious, tubadilishe mpira. Na Hussein, nimekuhakikishia wewe, enda pale, Kenya mzima iko na wewe, na wachezaji ambaye ni legend, mkuje mshikilie Hussein. Mshikilie Hussein na mumpatie njia ya kufanya kazi, tupeleke mpira mbele. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Asanteni sana. Asante sana.
Anguka nao twende alafu click. Ongeza pesa alafu one leg.
Haya. Ameweza hajaweza? Sisikia ameweza hajaweza? Haya, tutulie na bado. Ambia jirani yako na bado. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I'd like us to put our hands together as we welcome to give his remarks a legend of the game. Nataka tumpigie makofi tafadhali Boniface Ambani tafadhali. Let's put our hands together for Boni. Ndio huyo Boni. Wapi kelele ya Boni wewe?
Twende. Anpenda kuzilika, anpenda chicks, anpenda tigers, anpenda hizo hit 6 kiwa bamba. Anpenda hii, anpenda that, slow but ende chap. Anpenda hii, anpenda that, slow but ende chap.
The Duke, yeah? Yeah, you know, sometimes you get a chance to speak and then all of a sudden 1,000,001 eyes are looking at you. Everything evaporates, yeah? But it cannot evaporate. My name is Ambani Boniface, ex-international, the current technical director, Mara Sugar, Kalafo Mara. And also the technical director, Bax Nakuru. Yeah, I'll be maybe brief, but you guys, I'll want you to give me some little time, at least to say 1 or 2 words, yeah? I'm here today, first of all, Hussein, how are you? I know where you are, yeah? I remember you called me one day, early morning, through Harold Ndege, and we met, and we talked a lot. I saw the vision you had for Kenyan football, and apart from that, I don't know if this thing is quite. I'm told, yeah. Yeah, but I was struggling, but now I'm not struggling. Yeah. So, you know, when I had a meeting with you, we talked, and I saw you share the vision that Boniface Ambani also share. I played football in this country for quite a long time. I played for Cereals in Eldoret, Rivertex, AFC Leopards, Kenya Pipeline, Tusker, Oseiran Fastac, and later on I ventured into professional football outside this country. But you know, I've been outside this country, I've been seeing what's happening outside the country. But when you come home, things are so different. Then you start wondering, where are you heading to? The leadership in this country, actually in football, it has been wanting. So wanting. I ventured into coaching after retirement from football. I coached Kangemi All Stars. then I saw actually what it means to be on the lower leagues, yeah? You guys are struggling, yeah? Yeah? Those lower leagues, forget even the Premier League or even the NSL, yeah? The lower leagues are really struggling. So it shows us where football is. One day, I was seated somewhere, and then the guys in the current office, they were discussing Kenya footballers. I don't know what they were saying. Kenyan footballers, the only thing they can do is to be a coach and team manager. That's where our job ends. Okay? Then I was wondering, why? Why are you saying so? Because I think these Kenyan footballers, and they are seated here, they have so much to offer in football in this nation. So much. But we have locked these guys out of football just because one thing, they don't own clubs or they don't have those big positions in those clubs. We have reduced our Kenyan footballers to mere beggars. Okay? So I decided, no, what am I going to do? I need to go to where? I need to go down there. I wanted to show these guys that even Kenyan footballers, they have what it takes to be leaders, okay? So where I chose Sindo United, Sindo comes from the end. Nyanza huko chini kabisa. I managed Sindo so well. But again, the finances could not actually sustain the team. Then one day I was seated, and then one guy, rest in peace, Tom Oduo, he was a team manager of Mara Sugar. Then he called me and told me, Ambani, I need you to come down and help me sort a few things. Then I told him, about coaching? No. I think I'm out of coaching at the moment. I want to get into leadership. If you can give me that position, definitely I'll be able to join a team. So he told me, okay, fine, come. I went to him as a technical director. My friend, that is Division 1 side. We managed to put a team together, a team of well-trained coaches, good players. I think you have never had any player from Mara complaining. You'll never complain, yeah? They don't complain. Even when they are dropped from the team, they don't complain. Everything's running smoothly. From Division 1, well-structured team. Now the team in the Kenya Premier League. Okay? I'm accompanied by my team manager, Gilbert. And if I'm not wrong, one of our officials, Ruth, have been excellent. So my request is, Hussein Mohammed, I'll talk to my team. You'll talk to other teams. I'll talk to my team, and I'm hoping that we'll give you that vote. And my last thing is kindly surround yourself with people who will tell you the truth. Don't surround yourself with... Do not surround yourself with yes men. Don't surround yourself with sycophants who will tell you this is right and this is wrong. And you know definitely this is wrong. And also, kindly get a space for these ex-internationals and ex-players. They have a lot to give in Kenyan football. I beg to leave. God bless.
Thank you very much. Please. Wapi makofi yake Boniface Ambani tafadhali. Thank you very much. I mean, Lulu, a lot of people are very emotional about this subject matter of football. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope Hussein definitely atawangalia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, wangapi wako na bendera tafadhali? I want to see you wave your flags. I want to see you wave your flags for this next speaker. Now, ladies and gentlemen, nataka tuwapigie makofi.
Before onge.
Okay.
Nasikia kuna neck member.
Okay, let's recognize our next member.
Kutoka Eastern Region. Mureithi na Bea. Mahali ulipo labda utupungie mkono.
Asante sana Mureithi. Haya, wapi bendera tafadhali? Wapi bendera? Wapi bendera? Wapi bendera? Wapi bendera? Lulu, are we ready? Are you guys ready? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we'd like to welcome to the stage the Secretary General of the ruling party UDA and also an IALA member, wapi makofi yake, Hassan, Honorable Hassan Sarai, wapi makofi.
Asante sana. Unajua jana walipokuwa nataka Obasanjo ongee wakaletea yeye stool. I was afraid that they will also bring for me as a platform. Lakini kupunguza height ni vizuri zaidi. Good morning or good afternoon. Mwanzo nikufurahi sana to be invited to this event. I have seen some of the biggest names in soccer, Kenya's soccer history, fraternizing with us. I've also seen, inshallah, by God's grace, the biggest names to come in Kenya's soccer's future, right here. And all that is very possible. Hata mimi, once I told Hussein, my brother who's invited me here, that I used to play football. Hakuna mtu ambaye hajacheza mpira in one way or another. Like sometimes when somebody kicks the ball, you can tell his knowledge of football. Ukiona Hussein amepepeta hivi, unajua hiyo mtu alicheza mpira. Ukiona mtu amepepeta hivi, ujue hiyo anabahatisha. Hiyo kichwa, mimi nilifanya moja siku moja, nikafanya hivi, nikafanyia inaitwaje ile kitu na Photoshop. Mtu akasema senator anapiga kichwa vizuri sana. But Hussein, to prove to you that I played football, my coach Sunguti is here. Sunguti alini coach, aliona vichenga, vikanzu, bao tu ndo alikuwa sifungi. But I'm grateful to see this fraternity of football having come here in one single voice. I overheard Immaculate Atieno saying, we need to vote wisely. The only wise vote this coming election is Hussein Mohammed. There cannot be any other wise vote. Number two, I have listened to the soccer fraternity. Mesikiza kina Mulama, watu ambao wamecheza mpira. They know both the technical and the implementation. Unajua kuna wale watu wanajua upande mmoja wajui nyingine. They know your challenges, they have been with you. They have had the emotions of growing this soccer fraternity. Nimesikia Timothy pale Kubune akiongea na wengine wengi. There is one general consensus in Kenya that we need to fix football in Kenya. And we need a fresh start. Ile speech ilikuwa nataka kutoa, Honorable Matacha alitoa. So sitoregelea ile Bingi alisema. But Honorable Matach, we must also make the sacrifices. Kama kweli mnataka watu wakirekebishe mpira, tuzungumze na rais, tuzungumze na Murkomen ambaye ni rafiki yangu wa dhati. Shida yake ni moja tu, ana support Man United. Unaona? Kama unataka tuzungumze naye, you must first and foremost make sure that you send Nick and anybody associated to Nick and all those who destroyed football home. You must send them home. Hakuna kuogopana. Na mimi Mungu akanibariki, kabla hata event tuliweka tarehe, lakini pia nikakuwa katibu mkuu. Pale nitaweza kung'ang'ana, pia nitang'ang'ana, tusaidiane na Hussein tuhakikishe kuna ushindi. There are a lot of things that have been said today, and I share and associate with those views entirely. Walisema kwamba we need soccer development programs. Timothy Kubune alisema we need sustainable programs. Sustainability can only come when there is a working nexus between the Football Federation, FKF, and government, so that there is an injection of resources and collective vision to develop football. So that when one person comes, he finds the institutions have already been created, systems have already been designed. Yeye ni kuendeleza mpira. And I am confident the designer of that system, the person who's going to institutionalize that system, the person who's going to bring stakeholders, because he will be a renewed sense of confidence to the soccer fraternity and stakeholders, is no other than Hussein Mohammed. And I'm not here to endorse just because I was invited to a function. Hussein is a man I have known for 25 years. An extremely dedicated and committed frontline soldier of the footballing fraternity. A passionate, an ardent manager of soccer. Hata siku moja, he informed me that Victor Wanyama was one of his products. So siku moja mimi ni supporter mkubwa ya Liverpool. Nikaangalia Victor hapo akaingia nikachia peke yangu. Japokuwa beneke ilikuwa Liverpool na Tottenham. Sasa sisi hapo wote tumevaa You'll Never Walk Alone mared. Victor akapiga kombora moja ya uchungu ndani kona huko nje ya D. Watu wote wakakaa, it was a draw now 2-2. Yeye ndo aliweka hiyo equalizer. Mimi nikaruka. Nikasema alikuwa na support Liverpool na Victor Wanyama. So, lakini amefunga goli yetu. Victor Wanyama is one of the products of Hussein's footballing initiative, ile Super 8, hiyo grassroots soccer development. Hussein knows something about football. Hussein, with his team that he will put together as the advisor of Ambani, should not be a sycophantic team out to plunder the resources of the federation and to undermine the efforts and the talents of the young people, but to grow the footballing fraternity. Na kesho, nasikia iko AFCON hapa 2027. Sio? Tunajenga ma stadium. Iko stadium hapo inaenda haraka sana. So kuna PS mmoja akafurahi sana, "Wana stadium." Namwambia achana na stadium bwana. Wachezaji. Iko hapo wewe unajenga stadium ujenge wachezaji. Usikumbuka Kudivo, karibu wale watu warushe mawe kwa home teams zilipokuwa zina lose. Hata sisi tutakuja hapo na mawe. So what is most important, because we have qualified automatically, we must prove, sio tutati itashindwa na Tanzania, hata Tanzania wanajisifu katika hii region, wao ndio wanasakata boli. Wanasakata boli zaidi na mdomo. Haya. Lakini sisi tunataka tusakate ile boli ile tunajua. So Hussein, hopefully when you get elected, your first assignment is not only about preparation for AFCON 2027 to build stadiums, but to build a team that will win AFCON and represent us in the World Cup. Iko haja gani kujenga stadium alafu tusipite round 1? Because paka hapo tutabebwa, sio? Being a host nation. Si lakini kutoka round 1 huwezi kubebwa. Kuna wakati mmoja ilikuwa hapa Africa Cup of Nations. No, I mean African Games. Ikawa tutacheza na nafikiri na Nigeria. Usiku wakafunga, tukazima taa. Malawi. Sasa Hussein, mimi niko na switch. Lakini naweza tumia mara mbili tu. So we need to build that team that actually qualifies us and gives us national pride, that when teams are playing here against Kenya in Nairobi, yeah, we give them a run for their money. And there will be teams with stars. Yeah, hata mimi, I see I'm a Liverpool player. Mohamed Salah akiwa na Liverpool, anatamba sana. Akija Egypt, anapata injury. So, hata wao wakija ni mmoja mmoja tu. These teams are not scary. Apart from, I think Senegal has a fairly good team. So we can come here and actually make a point about Kenya's football, a statement about Kenya's football. So to conclude, let me make sure I've spoken about what I wanted to speak about. So to conclude, let me talk about the man, Hussein. As I said, I've known Hussein for 25 years. I have known his passion for football. I have seen, when I watch, Hussein will come for local soccer. Mimi sijui watu wana support team kwa sababu gani, lakini mimi nikiamkia nimeona Bandari, mimi pia nimesupport Bandari. So mimi katika local Premier League, mimi na support Bandari. Ikicheza na Gor, pia niko na Bandari. Wakicheza na AFC, mimi niko na Bandari. It's about the home team. That's why the city of Barcelona has Barcelona. The city of Madrid has Madrid. So sisi pia the city of Mombasa has Bandari. So we supported the city of Muranga as Hussein's Muranga Seals and Abob. So it is that passion that I have seen Hussein, that he will come and support soccer wherever it is. Hussein has been extremely concerned about the lack of management in soccer. It is not about Nick. It is about these young talents. When you mismanage FKF, you mismanage these young people. We can have our own Messi. We can have the best in the footballing fraternity, but we need to develop soccer. It will not happen by a miracle, ama kwa voodoo, ama kwa uganga. It will happen through deliberate effort, planning, hard work, sacrifice, and resources. Na hiyo, nyinyi mkitaka kujua mtu ambaye amejipanga, ngalie alivyoipanga hii event. Nimeingia hapo leo, nimekuja backstage kama Obama. Nimekuwa nipiga ile na ungojea jua kina Obama wao wako na mavitisho. Sio wao wanakuja backstage ile ya Kenya, mnakaa mbele alafu mnaitwa na mmoja mmoja. Lakini leo nimetoka backstage, simumeniona nimechomoka. Na hapo ni uulize Lulu, alikuwa ananiamkua hata sisikii, manake ni kama performance ya nini. So because this is an important day for Hussein and he's your friend and you don't want to let him down. Iko mapompa hapo. Kama ingekuwa nataka kusema speech ingekuwa pendo mimi naangalia huku na naisoma. Iko production hapo ndani. Alafu angalia nyinyi mko organize namna gani. Alafu angalia hapa nyuma. Makochi wangu, ma legend, tumeconnect sijui US, tumeconnect sijui Switzerland. Hii ni akili kubwa bwana. It's not a joke. When you, to be able to create the future, you need to imagine it. And Hussein has imagined the present and the future. An extremely dedicated soldier, an extremely loyal brother. And I am asking you, sio mkuje mseme vote wisely. Mkija mseme vote Hussein, because Hussein is actually the solution and the response to the Malay in Kenyan soccer. Kwa hivyo tutashirikiana. I want you to talk to your clubs, to talk to your friends. We can't have status quo. Nasikia iko a way in which FKF is organized, that it's almost a club of clubs. Talk to those clubs, prevail on their senses. Tell them, pale wako they can do better, if not have greater prospects. Wale vijana wanashindwa kuwalipa, it is because of the lack of confidence in the leadership and management of FKF. Sponsors won't come in. Kila siku tunapata barua za FIFA. Kwani sisi ni watoto bwana? Si FIFA inatuletea barua ya nini kila wakati? It means there's a problem. When the governing body is always sanctioning you for one reason or another, it means there's a problem. Hiyo FIFA atakuwa akija hapa Kenya kulearn how soccer is managed. Hata wao pia tunajua vile wanafanya. So we need to clean that space. So mimi niko na imani. Talk to your people. Talk to your friends. I am sure that you can prevail on their conscience. I am sure they will listen. I am sure they will be party to the monetization of football. Mukisema hii yote, soccer is an industry. It's not only a sport, it can make a livelihood for these young people. Nasikia mtu anasema, una entertain watu, anafungiwa nyumba. Unasema wewe yule jamaa control imelala, lakini yeye hana mahali pa kulala. What is the point of being so famous, so celebrated? Mimi naona mastaa wetu kila kati ni kuwafanyia msaada, ati rambe. Sijui nani Joe Kadenge maskini mgonjwa sana, ati mtu aende pale mwanasiasa apige naye picha ampe pesa. That is wrong. Let's have sustainability. Sijui nani hivi, yule vile tunawaona, wengine wajua sisi pia watu tunaongea mbaya. Ukiona mtu unasema umeona yule jamaa amekushiwa bwana. Lakini amekushiwa because we have not planned for his future, we have not invested in his football. Hata wewe, most of you here are footballers. Mabesti zenu wanawapenda ati control imelala. Si hiyo mahali mnacheza. Si tuweke wall wakiwa mlangoni walipe. Mtu akitoa 50 bob ni iko shida gani? Wenzake wapatiwe rent. Kuna jam stadium, kila mtu anataka sare. Kuna time nasikia tulikuwa watu wakongojea Moi afike gate ifunguliwe. Sio makumbuka hizo siku. Ati rais amefika gate imefunguliwa. Wewe badala ununue paraphernalia ya Gor, ununue original ya Bandari, ununue original ya FC, ununue original ya Ulinzi, wewe unaenda unachapisha yako fake. How will we grow? So we have to monetize it and look for creative ways, simple ways. Sio wewe unataka sare kila siku, unasema jamaa control imelala lakini anaomba njumu. Yeah? So that's the kind of challenges we have in this country. And I am sure tutarekebisha through Hussein Mohammed, a personal friend, a committed warrior. Na mumedutuma kwa rais, naambia footballers wengi ni Gen Z. So, waipange. Wajua pale wa Gen Z walipoenda demonstrations tuliwaletea Oparanya. Sasa tunataka tuwapange kwa football kwa kuwaletea Hussein. Si ndio? Ili arekebishe football. The president, and this is now not politics, is an ardent sports lover. He only watches one game when Arsenal is playing, I know that. Yeye na Raila ndio wanafanya Arsenal isishinde. Nyimuna hii Kenya itakalika Arsenal ikishinda rais huyu na huyo ndio huyo. Hii Kenya haiwezi kalika. Mimi na support Arsenal distant second after Liverpool. Lakini naogopa Raila akishinda baba tutolala kwa ile page yake. Na baba ukikaa naye anakuambia wajua sijui Brazil walisema the best defense is offense. Sijui nini. Sasa unasikia tutolala. Kila wakati. So I will tell them they both love football. They must endorse the right leadership first and foremost. And then they must commit the right resources through their parliamentarians and through investments even in counties. Nani alisema magavana wasiweke pesa kwa sports? After all, it's their responsibility. Mimi niliweka kwa pledge yangu ya Mombasa pale natafuta ugavana that I will commit 100 million to Mombasa FC. Hata kama nitachukua Bandari niite Bandari Mombasa Football Club ili waweze kusustain. Kama kila governor akiweka timu ya county, leo mpira sitaendelea. Na ma sponsorships. So waambie magavana wao pia they must invest in talent creation, development and identification. Alafu hiyo ya Murkomen ni rahisi. I will look for him. I think we already have been in conversation. He has started well in his new ministry. Yeye pia anacheza boli ya ukweli. Hata nikiona ile touch yake si ile ya kubahatisha. Lakini hajacheza nje ya shule. Wajua mtu anakuambia amecheza boli kumbe alikuwa house team kwa shule na anakaa bench analetwa dakika 5 za mwisho wakati timu inashinda. Ile wala umejaribu kumbe watu wanakuenjoy. Wajua Mombasa ukiambiwa shari yako ni mzuri angalia mara mbili. Naambia hiyo kitu ulitoa wapi hiyo? Iko sawa kabisa kumbe ni mbaya. Mimi nikisifiwa Mombasa huwa nacheki ile kitu nimevaa. Kuna mtu jamaa siku moja alikuja na ile headgear ya Nigeria. Akaambiwa hilo headgear nzuri, akasema nililetwa sijui na jamaa yangu. Watu wasema huyu kumbe ashiki mita. Tunamwambia avue. Tunamwambia avue anafikiria tunaisifu. Sasa karibu hiyo wiki mzima kwa hiyo retreat anakuja na hiyo kofia. Nasema unaona wazee wamejibamba naye. Sasa tunaongea na Murkomen. Si nilisema shida yake ni moja tu. Ndani anasema hiyo ni shida. Kwamba yeye ana support Man U. I will talk to him. Man U is the most popular club in the world at the moment. Naona Liverpool nakuja taratibu. So nitamwambia Murkomen akae na hii stakeholders na arekebishe mpira from its management. Na hii iko katika Kenya manifesto yetu ya serikali, tuhakikishe tumeipatia advance progress. Sio ili sote hapa we put you all in a program FKF backed, government sponsored, sio tu mnaitisha pesa kwa serikali kina Nick kila wakati wanaandika kwa sports fund wanataka do lakini we don't see results. So hiyo do ikija tujue inafanya kazi gani, sio? Na mimi I'm very grateful for you all taking time to be here, to all come and participate. Shows your faith in management of football, shows your faith in a fresh start, shows your faith in changing the football of Kenya, shows your faith in the future of Kenya, shows your faith in commitment to football in Kenya generally. Na kwa hiyo mingi, sisi sote tumekuja hapa kushirikiana na Hussein to ensure that Hussein is the next FKF president. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, my honor, my privilege to invite Hussein Mohammed, your next president.
Extreme Sports CEO Hussein Mohammed.
Extreme Sports Chief Executive Officer Hussein Mohammed.
Extreme Sports Chief Executive Officer Hussein Mohammed is the only way that will help Kenyan football flourish in Africa and the world.
Hussein Mohammed.
Hussein alikuwa na support Super 8 way back.
Ule mtu ambaye nimemwangalia anaona anaweza kuingia kwa hiyo nafasi na aishikilie vizuri ni Hussein.
Mimi nimekuwa extreme kidogo for 3 years. Ilikuwa ina motivate wachezaji.
Hussein alileta extreme, alifanya watu wakapenda ball. Na hiyo time pia nakumbuka alipatia watu opportunity ya job county karibu zote. Na I believe ball ikitaka iendelee unaanzia chini. Na yeye ni mtu anaelewa hizo vitu.
Jamaa mpoa sana, roho safi. Marketing yake hiyo ndio the best. Alafu najua ataleta sponsor.
Football today in Kenya runs purely on passion. We need to commercialize football. And the only way we can do that is start from building the right infrastructure. So we need to get good facilities at the grassroots level. Accountability, transparency, and integrity is the foundation for our game to prosper and to grow.
New change is coming. I think it is coming definitely in the name of Hussein.
It's a proven product, as we can see up to now. So I'd like to advise corporates, if you're looking to enter sports, there is no better platform than Extreme Sports.
If you read history, many people who changed the world were individuals. People who dared to dream.
Hussein, you don't get half the credit you deserve. Together with your team and the sponsors, asanteni sana.
I am here not because I think Hussein is just a friend. He will do a good job in football. If soccer is important for this country, then there is no way we can support Nick. Ameharibu mpira.
It's time to rally behind leadership that will see us turn a corner and reverse the downward spiral of national football in Kenya. Thank you, Hussein, for bringing us together. Thank you for standing up and putting yourself forward. And let's fix Kenyan football once and for all.
There is no better person to be able to run football right from the grassroots than somebody who has done it himself. And you saw what he did with Super 8. Built a grassroots football league from the ground up.
As a country, our passion is in football. Everything about our football is working. The only single element that is not working for our football is the football leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, let us do that which is right for our football. Let us do that which is right for our players. Let us do that which is right for our country. And for this time, for such a time as this, for FKF leadership, I think the candidate for me is none other than Hussein Mohammed.
He has done what many have been unable to. He single-handedly transformed grassroots football in Kenya. Through the Super 8 League, he has set standards that many tournaments and leagues emulate today. He has given opportunities to thousands of players and administrators across the country. He was the first to bring big sponsorship and corporate partners to grassroots football. They have tried to fight him and failed. They have tried to stop his activities and failed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage the Vice Chairman of Borana Seal FC and CEO of Extreme Sports, Mr. Hussein Mohammed.
Goda tennis, Goda tennis, Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda sehemu. Goda tennis, strictly Makwela, no other gender. Goda tennis petit, inaweza but big ndio napenda selector. Nini hizo unacheza umeshindwa na mboka wewe sema take care.
Nairobi oye! Football stakeholders, mambo! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Asanteni sana. Ketini. Thank you very much. Muko imara. Ladies and gentlemen, nitajaribu niweke fupi as possible, but I want to take this opportunity first niwashukuru nyote for making the time to be here today. And I will take a few minutes to just go through a few things so that I can allow you to go about your business na tuanze kazi. Ladies and gentlemen, I have invited you here today to share my vision for Kenyan football. Most of you in this room and thousands watching this event from across the country would remember how far back I started the journey to develop and grow our football 20 years ago. I started a grassroots football tournament that later transitioned into a 3-tier league with approximately 100 football clubs participating every season. The Super 8 League, managed by Extreme Sports Limited, provided a platform for thousands of footballers to showcase their talent, earn a living, and pursue their passion in an environment cultured in integrity, transparency, and accountability. Many players found their way to the Kenya Premier League, to the National Super League, and to some destinations beyond our borders. Some of those players include Victor Wanyama, McDonald Mariga, Innocent Moteso, who is here with us today, Jerry Santos, just to mention a few. We may not have enough time to enumerate the impact extreme sports has had in our country. But the audience in this room would be the best testament to our track record and success stories. I therefore want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has walked with us this journey. For all those people who've spoken today, I want to say thank you to Hassan Omar, to Matach Honorable, to Ambani. All of you have been part of this journey one way or another, and I cannot say enough to thank you. The people seated up at the balcony, most of you are my personal friends, and you have been with me over this journey in the last 20 years. Words cannot express my gratitude, even when nobody believed that we could pull off Super 8 over that period of time. Majority of you who are here stood with me, and we are here today. Unfortunately, holistically speaking, the story is different for Kenyan football. In just a few years, the quality of play, quality of coaching, the quality of refereeing, the quality of personnel within the football ecosystem in general have deteriorated exponentially to unacceptable levels. The lack of talent development, programs, lack of business-oriented strategies, managerial ineptitude, non-compliance with the law, and lack of transparency and accountability has taken Kenyan football to the doldrums. It is unacceptable. Our access to young and hungry talent, rudely and arrogantly interrupted, has hampered Kenya's football socio-economic benefits over the last 10 years. Bad governance, corruption, especially intimidation and impunity, have become, unfortunately, the norm in our football administration. Today, I am here to tell you that we can take our football to greater heights. We can transform our football into a viable and sustainable social economic pillar of our country. In order to achieve this, we must bravely address the ills that have bedeviled our beloved sport. Ni wakati tupambane na hizi shida zote and offer ourselves as solution providers. Ladies and gentlemen, football stakeholders, it is in this regard that I am announcing today my candidature for the presidency of Kenya Football Federation. In 2011 tulijaribu, tumejifunza, raundi hii tumejipanga, raundi hii tuko tayari, raundi hii niko uwanjani, na raundi hii liwe liwalo tunaingia. I am asking all Kenyans who share my belief to journey together onto the futuristic discourse of commercialization of Kenyan football. In the coming weeks, I will take my message to the delegates of Kenyan football. I will talk about the importance of having quality leadership, integrity, transparency, and accountability in the administration of the sport. I will present my plan to reform and catapult Kenyan football into a thriving commercial and economic entity. It is with this foundation that we begin the campaign of hope and courage and turn our collective dreams into reality. Kenyan football, an untapped industry, has the potential of generating billions of shillings towards the GDP of Kenya. Hence, my proposal based on these 3 pillars. Number 1, how do we address the past? Number 2, how shall we deal with the challenges of the present? And number 3, how shall we plan for the future? On the past, one cannot successfully build a football industry without the involvement of individuals who have built the game as players. If you do not know where you are coming from, you will not know your destination. For a long time, former footballers, both male and female, who have brought glory to this country, have faced exclusion from the football ecosystem. The only time they are inculcated into the agenda of Kenyan football is during the time of elections and provision of coaching courses, albeit selectively. They rarely get involved in managerial or administrative sections of the game, despite having requisite skills. Former footballers require capacity building on other skills apart from coaching. These include, but not limited to, sports marketing, graphic design, video editing, content creation, copywriting, artificial intelligence, data analytics, and even sports journalism. The issue of alienation of former footballers through divide and rule tactics will end under my administration. We must ensure that the footballers and former footballers who have brought pride and recognition to this country to be inducted into Kenya's Football Hall of Fame. We will also set up a national football museum to display Kenya's football memorabilia, rich history and culture. In consultation with relevant authorities and institutions, my administration will spearhead a retirement scheme with adequate health cover for former footballers. My message, I can see most of you are here today, and I thank you for your presence. To former footballers and administrators, like my friend GMT Otieno, Peter Dao, Josephat Murila, Mike Okoth Origi, George Sunguti, Bobby Ogola, Mickey Weche, Dennis Oliech, Jamal Mohammed, Florence Dua, just to mention but a few, Nedi Atieno, I assure you, we will work together. My administration will embrace you. We shall engage in ideological challenges for the exchanges for the betterment of Kenyan football. That is about the past. When we come to the present day, we have a lot of challenges. The first one you've talked about, infrastructure. Excellence and success in the local football arena depends heavily on sports infrastructure. The quality of local football facilities is terribly saddening. Despite having been touted as the most popular game in Kenya, our infrastructure is lagging behind those of our neighbors like Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, Rwanda, and also continentally against Senegal, Cameroon, South Africa, and countries like Egypt and Morocco. In order to realize the full potential of the business of football, there must be a deliberate plan to build sustainable infrastructure that can enable the commercialization of the sport and subsequently our performance on the international stage. This explains why countries with lesser economic prowess than Kenya compete and prosper internationally at competitions such as CHAN, AFCON, and the FIFA World Cup. My administration will embark on infrastructural development strategy, and this drive will start at the grassroots. It is in this light that I propose that we have at least 2 or 3 eco-friendly 5,000 and 10,000 seater stadiums in each county to start with. And I am very aware that we as the football fraternity cannot achieve these targets on our own. And as my brother Hassan, the Secretary General of UDA and IALA MP said, we need collaboration with the right partners, and government is a key stakeholder in this sector, who we shall be dependent on for this particular initiative. My administration will negotiate with the national and county governments for dedicated land banks to set up reserves for the sports infrastructure. I shall lobby to ensure that funds for sports infrastructure is ring-fenced at source. Private sector and football clubs should also have access to affordable capital meant for development of football facilities and academies. For the Kenyan Premier League, the National Super League and Women National Leagues, we will engage county governments on a private-public partnership model to upgrade at least 10 pitches across the country in 8 regions. We will upgrade 2 standard pitches in Coast Region, 1 in Nyanza, 1 in Western, 1 in Upper Rift, 1 in Lower Rift, 1 in Eastern, and 2 in Northeastern. The development of sports infrastructure will increase participation of fans on match days, and the attendance will also ensure ticket revenues, which are heavily correlated with safe and accessible facilities, is tenable and achievable. For Kenyan football to derive broadcasting revenues, rights from broadcasting revenues, well-planned and designed stadiums are a prerequisite criterion. In leagues and competitions, because once we build the infrastructure, we also need viable and sustainable leagues, but also leagues that are attractive. We will develop, as we develop the infrastructure, we must also find ways to ensure our leagues, tournaments, and competitions are lucrative ventures that are self-sustaining. Football in Kenya is currently surviving on one thing, and I think most of you have talked about it. Leo mtaani ukienda kucheza ball, you just do it for one reason only. You don't do it for any other reason. It's passion. But passion can only take us so far. And passion is what has kept football alive in this country. When we remove this from the equation, the little football we are playing today is completely dead. Passion is what is keeping us together. Passion is what is keeping football going on. Otherwise, there's no other benefit. Ile shida vilabu zinapitia every day, we know them. I don't want to repeat them here. Everybody on stage has talked about them. Coming to how we will develop our leagues, women football is among the few sports with high potential for growth, locally and globally. The qualification of the Starlets to the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup is testament of the untapped potential. Congratulations to the young girls. Their qualification is a testament of the great job done by the Ministry of Education via the Kenya Secondary School Sports Association, the Federation, and we will keep investing and dedicate resource mobilization to the girls and to the teams. Other than that, we of course will look at innovation in other areas, programs that are tailor-made for the respective women age groups, and bring it to the mainstream media. My administration will develop FKF Women's Football Strategy, a comprehensive one, to chart the course of how FKF will work with all stakeholders to empower girls and women and make Kenyan women football an advocate against gender discrimination. Globally, football is a commercial and economic entity. Our neighbors And I feel very sad when I do these comparisons, especially when we have to compare ourselves with countries and markets that looked up to Kenya. Our neighbors, Tanzania, with a GDP of 10 trillion shillings, have two of their biggest clubs, Simba and Yanga, raking in annual revenues of not less than 1 billion shillings a year. Yet FKF, in a better economy of 15 trillion, boasts only of giving Kenya Premier Leagues 10 million shillings in a season. The difference is mind-boggling. My administration will follow an economic model that pursues sustainability in growth. We will combine efforts towards revenue growth, diversification, alongside cost containment that will result in profitability and solvent financial structures that will allow FKF to undertake investments required to carry out these activities. This shall inevitably mean that we must, and I repeat, we must restructure how national leagues are run and governed. KPL's administration must have a level of autonomy that shall promote professionalism and good governance in the running of the league. This will ensure transparency, accountability, and integrity. We shall eventually attract sponsorship and corporate partnerships back into the league. Vile Matacha amesema hapa before, there is no reason why KPL champions should not take home at least 24 million in prize money. And to addition to that, there's no reason why the participation revenues should be less than 20 million. The KPL winner at the end of the season should at least take home all 50 million shillings at a minimum. To my branch delegates and branch officials, I have a message for you. There is hope. My leadership will be that of collaboration, rather than fear-mongering and antagonism. For those who have specialized in terror, your time is up. We are stronger when we share ideas and implement them as a unit. We will collaborate on league structures, resource mobilization strategies, and infrastructure development in your respective regions. FKF branch representatives will negotiate their own deals and manage their projects themselves. Capacity building initiatives on various aspects of the game will be undertaken at the branch levels, and we will ensure that we walk the journey together. You will not be on your own. I did it in Nairobi. Iko malingine tatushinda. Iko malingine tatushinda. For the youth and the footballers, I want to assure you the footballers' welfare is guaranteed under my administration. We need to protect their contracts and respect them. Collaboration with KEFWA, an affiliate of FIFPro, the world body championing players' rights, is key to unlocking the potential of Kenyan players. It is crucial that the football environment does not allow the exploitation of our players. They are human beings before being footballers. I'll guarantee that their rights will be protected. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to one of the most important parts of football, which is the funds. Without funds, the commercialization of football is impossible. We must have a robust program that will make sure we also pool funds but retain funds. However, hooliganism from a few rogue elements have threatened the future of the sport. To curb this vice and offer better match-day fun experience, my administration will commit to the development of anti-hooligan architecture of football grounds and targeted legislation against hooliganism. In conjunction with fan clubs and teams, and I know the KEFOFA, I think, are at the house today, we shall proactively and consistently, Karibu, Mr. President, consistently keep adopting the best global practice in providing unique, safe spaces for football fans across different venues everywhere in the country. The moment fans feel comfortable and safe, they will keep coming to the stadium. This is one of the best socialization programs we can have for Kenya. For football clubs, especially the team owners, I know your pain. You have constantly handled the financial pressures of soaring costs and revenue uncertainties. Zile siku za kutafuta waheshimiwa na kuomba na kutafuta partnerships ya kwenda tu game moja, I want it to be a thing of the past. I know how much football clubs dread the opening of the season. Every new season ni shida. In fact, if there's somebody who dreads a new season, it's me. Because from Friday till Sunday, hakuna kulala. Timu imekwama, timu iko huku, wachezaji hakuna hii, and I understand. But we need to have a new direction in that regard. I have run a 3-tier league, and I assure you, I understand the pains each and every club experiences every weekend. We shall have to work with clubs to build capacity in branding and marketing if they are to be self-sustaining in the long term. My administration shall facilitate these capacity building programs from the onset of our term in office. Hakuna kungoja, day one tukiingia hivi ofisi, tunaanza program yetu. To referees, in the recent past, they have faced a myriad of challenges: minimal and delayed remuneration, unfair talent promotions, intimidation, physical or verbal abuse from sometimes players, unfortunately, the technical bench, and even members of the fans who have become, it has almost become the norm. This is very unfortunate, but these challenges also create an unsafe environment that sabotage the development of match officials and creates performance problems like match fixing. These challenges stem all the way from the grassroots of football to the top tier leagues. My track record on how I managed referees at extreme sports speaks for itself. They were appointed on merit and were always paid on time. I will make sure that that continues. This is a very sensitive part of football and football development. There are approximately 600,000 individuals dependent directly and indirectly on Kenyan football. Match fixing endangers these jobs. No institution or sane individuals will want to participate in an industry with gross integrity deficit. My administration will set up an integrity task force to monitor not only KPL matches, but also those at the regional and county levels, up to the grassroots, plus those of the national teams. The task force will be looking for signs of betting or match manipulation after monitoring and scrutinizing all the matches played within the FKF football calendar. Deployment of technology in this regard, especially artificial intelligence, shall be critical if we are to successfully defeat the scourge of match fixing. We shall work closely with our parliament and law enforcement agencies to enforce legislation that shall be invaluable in curbing this vice. Ladies and gentlemen, now that I have covered the two pillars, on the last pillar, which is the future, I know every Kenyan wants us to play at the World Cup. Everybody wants to see Kenya at the World Cup at the 2030, if not the next one. But the journey starts by investing in our children today, not tomorrow. We must be deliberate in supporting academies that run junior leagues and programs across the country. At the tertiary level, an introduction of a league-based format can be the key to unlocking potential of unseen players. My administration will explore this avenue too. Ladies and gentlemen, for our plans to work, for us to be able to move as a team, for us to be able to achieve our targets, for us to be able to build the right infrastructure, for us to be able to put money in the pockets of football administrators and players, for us to be able to achieve the goals within our manifesto, I know we cannot do it alone. I am very, very clear on what needs to happen. I have clarity that we must forge strategic partnerships with the following institutions. This is critical for our term in office. Number one, we must forge partnerships with the national government of Kenya. We must form partnerships with the county governments. Number three, we must be able to bring back private sector and the corporate world into football. We must talk to the development partners, USAID, UN Habitat, UNESCO, to be able to participate in the social development programs that they offer so that we can build this sector together. And lastly, we must work closely with FIFA. Those 5 partners will make sure that we achieve our goals. And I promise you, we will bring them on the table. As I conclude together, I know we shall deliver on our promise. My fellow Kenyans, we must offer progress instead of stagnation. The truth instead of fake promises. Hope and faith instead of defeatism and despair. The upcoming elections presents a unique opportunity for delegates to step up courageously and correct course before our football disappears into oblivion. The Electoral Board shoulders the responsibility of ensuring a level playing field that delivers free, fair, transparent, and all-inclusive elections. The country is keenly watching you as we celebrate 14 years since the promulgation of our new constitution. And by the way, for those who don't know, I was part of that process. We must, at all times, be vigilant and protect the gains we have made through the years. Mutakubali mtu avunje sheria? No one must be allowed to violate our laws and expect no repercussions. To those who have completed their terms of office at FKF, as per the Sports Act 2013, it is time to pack up and leave. You can do it. You can do it with grace and dignity, or you can choose the hard way. And in the words of the Cabinet Secretary of Sports, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, mutembelewe na Gen Z. Whatever the case, leave you must. The law is the law, period. Hope is the last thing ever lost. The hope in Kenyan football is not lost. This is a fresh start. Players are saying it loud and clear. They want a fresh start. Coaches are saying it unequivocally. They want a fresh start. Referees cannot wait any longer. They are demanding for a fresh start. Kenyans have said it repeatedly. They want a fresh start. My fellow delegates, my question to you, are you ready to save Kenyan football? Mimi siwasikii bwana. Are you ready to save Kenyan football? Are you ready to earn a living from football? Are you ready for a fresh start? Are you ready? I stand in front of you and I tell you, I am ready to lead from the front. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Thank you very much.
Wapi kelele tafadhali? Wapi kelele wewe? Siwasikii tafadhali, wapi kelele wewe? Thank you very much, Hussein. Thank you very much. DJ cheza wimbo tafadhali ya Hussein akisalimia watu tafadhali. So we'll ask all the media guys to just come to the front. We get one amazing picture. All the legends can join in as well. All of us on stage can join Hussein for this amazing picture. Ati anguke nayo. DJ cheza kama wewe, anguka nayo tafadhali. Twende wewe. So naomba tutoe hii tafadhali, naomba tutoe hii.
It's time for Africa.
Naomba tutoe tafadhali as we get this picture in. Haya, watu wapi mikono wewe, tuende sasa, si ndio kweli? Hey! Hey! Asante sana, this is a special picture. Hii ndio kwa gazeti kesho. The winning picture. Aha, it's a special hug there.
Anguka nao itabaki meflow na vibe. Anguka nao koko single for now.
Wakati wanasema timu Hussein wewe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So all of us will join Hussein as he exits the stage. Naomba tafadhali you can join him off the stage. Delegates, kazi kwenyu. Ambia delegates kazi ni kwa kina nani? The 90 of you that need to get through and vote. Make sure you guys are with him. Please, you can follow Hussein as he walks out, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow him off stage.
Get up, stand up.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. To all of you that are watching us, God bless you. See you in December as we specially celebrate our victory. DJ twende kazi, serekea sasa.
Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all that Peter is gold.
All right.
The story and never
Pull up selector. So Nairobi East, Nairobi West team delegates Bakini. There's a few announcements for you. DJ Twendele.
Scratch it on. And another one. You got to give it a try if you want to fly. Circle. Red Fox, DJ Justice.
DJ Justice.